Such a penis. Such a douche. Hello. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed the previous 6 hours of 2 turns of Warhammer 40,000, because we're going to play Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing Game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Mark Humes, Dungeon Master for High Rollers. You know who I am. But you might not know who everybody else at this table is.
The hell?
This guy.
Joining me, I have Tom Hazel,
Hello.
partner in crime, another member of High Rollers, but also
Don't know him.
Mr. Alex, editor. You may know Alex,
Alex,
from many
that's
channels.
Alex.
Alex the
Mr.
Tip Man
Alex
Turner.
Editor.
Tipman
That's my
Turner.
name. That's my legal name.
Bryony,
Had it changed.
Cool.
say hi.
Hello. Wait.
Hello.
Hello.
Any of these will do, I'm sure. Probably just that one.
Oh.
Is that one?
And then we're joined by developer of The Brunch Club,
50% off.
Chris Yules. 50% off. Where can they buy
Win
Chris
sale,
Yules?
Steam Switch
Steam.
right now.
They
It's
can.
£1 more on.
I thought you were going to say
the Switch.
£1.
£1 more.
£1 more. Thanks for joining me, guys. Everyone else is away, which is why, no, I'm not joking. But
I'd be
thank you
here
very much
anyway.
for joining. You would be.
You
You
know
haven't got
me.
nothing better to do.
I'm lonely.
Today, as I mentioned, we are playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We're going to be playing through the starter set, which is a pre-generated characters, pre-done adventure. It's a new system for me. It's a new system for these guys. So we're going to be learning as we go, but it is very cool. I've had a read through. I've been doing a little bit of prep for it, and it's a really fun system. If you're familiar with the Warhammer universe, there's going to be some things you recognise, and if you're not, don't worry about it. None of these guys know anything about it either.
We've played Vermintide.
You've played Vermintide, and that's probably about.
Yeah.
I've seen someone play it.
There you go.
I've been in a Games Workshop once.
Okay.
What astounding expertise we have at the table. Before we get started, obviously, here's the Jingle Jam. You can go to humblebundle.com/Yogscast and get a cool bunch of games, and it all goes to good charity. Speaking of, there was a big donor, a hundo.
What?
I'm going to This is from Eye Gaze Girl. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated the Jingle Jam. It helps all the charities to change the lives of people in need. My life would be so boring without the help that I've had from Special Effect to enable me to play video games. I love the Yogscast and I love eggs. This is Becky from Special Effect.
Loves eggs.
So thank you so much, Becky. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas.
Yeah.
And thank you
you,
so
Becky.
much, Special
Wonderful.
Effect, for all the great work you do as well. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
You're the best.
And on with that wholesome start, let us delve into Warhammer Fantasy
filth.
role-playing. A bit of a grim world of perilous adventure. I'm hoping this game will go a lot better than the Star Wars game I ran. earlier in
Jim,
this
where's the
year.
gym?
You can get the gym.
Oh.
There, I think.
You guys pre-made characters, so let's have a quick run through of what you are playing, please. There is also artwork on the back of your sheets you can show off as well. Tom Hazel, you're a veteran at this. Tell us, who are you playing?
I am playing Amris Emberfell, a high elf from somewhere. From Avathir in Calador. I know that one. I know Calador.
You know Calador.
Yeah.
And you are a merchant.
I'm a merchant in Calador, and one of his quotes is, "You live there, in that den? My, you're very brave."
Is that how you're going to be playing it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
My name is Lucius Virion Elwin Elenasto.
This is just you going to be taking the piss out of Trot for 3
Yeah.
hours now.
Daddy!
Please don't do that. So one thing you might already picked up on, unlike D&D, not every class is particularly heroic. We actually had we did a quick random character generation with Tom before we played this, and one of your options was it was a servant.
Yeah,
that
a
you
little
could have
servant
played.
boy. Yeah.
So not everyone is super heroic. So in this case, Tom is playing a high elf merchant Amberfell.
Yeah.
Ambris Emberfell.
Amris Emberfell.
Amris.
Yeah, there he is. What a fancy boy.
Miss Chris Yules.
Hello.
Is that a wig?
I am.
didn't pick
Don't talk about wigs. I'm a bald man. I am Ferdinand.
Show that onto the camera.
Gruber. You have to say it-
Ferdinand Gruber.
Gruber. You have to say it like that. And I'm a human wizard. I'm bald. That's how I get my energy. Photosynthesized from the sun. Some of my quotes are just silence. I don't speak much.
Cool.
It's just an ellipsis.
So that's the voice.
In
we
It's
did.
great for this game.
Yeah, which is really good.
Great.
I'm often sarcastic.
Hang on, what about that second quote?
Oh, die.
That's it.
And so for you, you are a kind of a young wizard of I think it's called the Amethyst Order. I think in the Warhammer universe. Basically, you're like a necromancer. You're an approved necromancer. They're like other necromancers bad. This kind of necromancer, okay.
You can raise the dead, but not
can-
that kind of dead.
Oh, actually, all I can do is make lights.
Oh. Okay,
For
sure.
43 minutes.
Wait, oh, you've got spells. Oh.
Yeah.
He does have spells. All right.
Nice.
Fantastic. So that is the human wizard, Ferdinand Gruber. Bryony, who are you playing?
I am Molrella Brandy Snap, but you can call me Molly. I am a halfling, and I'm just like a happy person. I'm just happy to be here. One of my quotes is, "I didn't nick it. I just lifted it after someone left it behind."
Is that, and that's the voice we're going with?
That is the voice.
So you are a thief as
3
well.
hours of that.
3 hours of that.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
is it thief?
You are a thief,
I
aren't
halfling thief.
am a thief.
Okay.
Excellent. And then Alex, Mr. Tip Top, Tip Tap,
The tip man turner.
Just the tip.
I'm Elsa Seagloben.
Elsa C. Globus.
Yeah.
Sea Globen.
Seagloben.
Oh, yeah.
Seagloben? Sigloben. My mother was a witch hunter, and so am I. In the name of Sigmar, I will kill everything that isn't in the name of Sigmar.
By Sigma.
By
If you're
Sigma.
not Sigma, you're dead.
Wait, did it literally have Sigma like 4 times in that?
Sigmar, Sigmar, Sigmar. Yep.
By
One
Sigma,
of my
you're not
quotes
Sigma.
is Sigmar preserve us.
Sigmars.
She is a very
yeah.
devout witch hunter.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not keen on elves
Oh.
because they look a bit different to me.
Oh dear.
Well, man.
Nice.
Everyone else
I
is
look a
okay.
bit different. Look at your outfit.
Quiet.
Sigma, demand silence.
Unbelievable.
And
Oh,
are we going with Elsa? Because we were not
Else.
sure whether it's Elsie, Else.
I mean, I
Elsa,
quite like just else
Else. It's Else.
because there's a lot of confusion.
Elsie,
to go on
Elsa,
there.
something along those
Elsa,
lines.
I think Elsa makes sense. Elsa.
Sigloben.
Now, we had a quick look at the character sheets, and you guys picked motivations
Yeah.
and some secrets. So you all have 2 secrets, but that does earn you some bonus gold, I believe. So,
So there's 5 we can normally pick from, and the more we pick, the more money
how
we
much
get.
how much gold do you get, Tom, per secret?
2d10 silver shillings
Per secret.
for extra secrets. Oh no, for each one you choose. Yeah, so
2d10.
4d10.
So 4d10, okay? Well, you get a whopping. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, that is what I rolled 215, so 30 extra silver shillings.
Oh, hello.
A rich boy.
Okay,
Is that a lot
cool.
in this world?
That is quite a lot. I believe that the coins go. 1 gold crown is equal to 20 silver shillings,
Okay.
or 240 brass pennies.
Okay.
A brass man.
Oh, I start. My initial wealth
Oh,
is
look at
also
you.
another 2d10. So I get another one.
So you get another 16.
So 46 silver shillings.
There you
Too
go.
much.
Mr. Ferdinand Gruber.
What's up?
So on the
That's how he-
secrets.
That's how he speaks.
So,
What up?
die.
I have my beginning is 60-10 brass pennies,
Brass pennies,
Yeah.
though.
and then I get an extra 60-10 brass pennies for every secret, so 2 of those.
Hang on, I've got to do this. 10,
8 altogether.
19.
What's the conversion of brass to silver?
Right there.
Does it?
240.
Oh my god, I've got so much money.
30 brass pennies for your starting, and then
Okay.
per secret it was what?
Another 60-10.
Per
What?
secret.
Oh my
what?
god.
60-10 brass pennies for every secret you select.
I think that each different character class gets a different amount of money. Because you're a rich merchant, you probably get a lot more
Yeah.
coins than everyone else. All right, in that case, you know what?
So you've
We're
got
just
another,
going to
what,
say
12
another
D10?
60 brass pennies.
So 90 altogether.
Sure.
Chuck him some pennies.
Chuck him some pennies.
Really
Bryony, how about you?
I begin the game with 1d10 brass pennies.
Oh dear. That's
and I get
5.
an additional
secret.
1 for each secret.
But you can't carry them.
9.
You've got small
So you have 15 brass pennies.
What the hell? I have so much money.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe the point of being a merchant.
Well, the
Tom.
conversion of.
Yeah, but it's a group. We all have so much money. It's all spread amongst.
You've got 1 gold.
So I think it's 240 brass pennies for 1 silver.
Yeah, that's why it
Yeah.
says it
What?
equals there.
No, that's 1 gold coin is 240 brass pennies.
Oh.
What's brass pennies to silver?
Well, divided
12.
by 20.
12
Divided
brass
by 20.
pennies is 1 silver shilling.
Oh my god.
And then Alex.
I begin the game with 1d10 brass pennies, and I have 1d10 per secret, which is 2.
24 brass pennies in total.
Oh.
That's the whole amount.
Gosh.
Wow.
I feel
So
better now.
it's kind of like a range
Wow.
of poor, not as poor, somewhat poor, big bucks.
Mega rich.
Daddy bucks.
High roller.
But the real
it?
brass pennies are the friends we made
Make
along
along
the
the way.
way.
It's absolutely Bryony. The real brass pennies are the friends we make along the way. Marvelous. All right. So with that, Just one quick thing before we start playing, which is those of you at home that want to follow along at home, the system uses a D100 system. So we use 2 D10s or a D100. And pretty much whenever the guys roll, they want to get as low as they can because they're trying to roll under different skill values. So we don't have the skills to show up on the camera and stuff like that.
I was really role-playing Trot now.
No, they need to go up the nose if you're doing
yeah.
Trot.
I don't know where they've been.
Oh, God.
I don't know where I put them before we started.
In short, they're trying to roll as low as possible. We'll introduce the mechanics slowly as we play because we're all playing this together and it's the starter set. So, are you guys ready?
Put them in my
Any questions?
What's happening there?
Who knows? Let's pretend that that's not happening.
I think that hit the mic completely. Anyway, let's Warhammer.
Warhammer time. Any questions before we start?
No.
What is Warhammer?
There is a little document there which has got some world info. Alex,
Where
you
am
might
I?
want to have a read through of the god stuff if
got
you're
blood
too
all over
ginned
it, Tom.
to drink.
I'm
Alex
pretty-
has been on the gin already.
pretty ginned.
Let's flip this over. So you can look at that. There we go.
Who's the president?
Who is the
year
president
is
of
it?
Warhammer? Yeah, that's it. Right. Well, shall we begin?
Let's begin.
The striking fortress town of Ubersreich is situated between the gloomy grey mountains and the depths of the Reichwald forest. The town guards the Grey Lady Pass through to Bretonia and is one of the busiest trading centres of the Empire. A mighty dwarf-built bridge that spans the red waters of the River Teufel stands at its centre. The impressive crossing connects important trade routes from across the Empire and beyond. However, for all of its importance, Ubersreich is in turmoil. Sigismund von Jungfreud, its former duke, was recently stripped of his title by the emperor for uncertain reasons. Those perceived as too loyal to the old duke were removed from office, leaving a power vacuum that's yet to be filled. Soldiers from the distant capital Altdorf now patrol the town and the surrounding province. This stirs deep resentment from suspicious locals. Nevertheless, life continues unabated, and you find yourself in Ubersreich's bustling market square on a glorious spring morning, searching for a decent breakfast, unless there's something else that you would rather buy. Folks, it's over to you. This is a bit more of an open-y, sandboxy kind of game. So you are currently in the Marktplatz, which is the marketplace across the River Teufel. He really found that funny.
I had Dr. Pepper in my mouth. That's the trick. Want to make
That's
me
the trick.
laugh? Get me while I'm drinking.
So, really, my question is, where do we... So imagine this is like a movie, right? The camera kind of sails over the town of Ubersreich. We see the red rivers of the River Teufel and the great dwarven bridge in the middle.
It's following a bird.
And it kind of dips down, it follows the bird, and then it kind of floats down, and it begins making its way through the busy, bustling market streets. We hear and see hawkers, trying to sell their wares to passers-by. We can see the occasional dwarven merchant or a halfling making their way through the town, as well as various humans. And then eventually the camera kind of pans its way up on the group of you for entering the Marktplatz. Does anybody have something that they want to do? Are you in the middle of a conversation? Set up the scene for us.
Okay. I feel
Alex had a
like
very good
more gin.
Just drinking more gin. Sorry.
I feel like I would be harassing you because I know you've got the most money, just being like, oh God, I sure could use some breakfast. If only I had more than 15 measly brass pennies.
Well, hopefully they serve only the finest of goods here. I'm talking scorpion tails. Spiced scorpion tails. Have you ever had them?
No.
No, of course you haven't. What about you? No, of course. I need to go find the finest vendors.
Sigmund demands you buy a scorpion tails.
Sigmund?
This is brother.
It's Sigmar's
Yeah.
brother, yeah. It's the Saint Sigmund of Sigmar.
Sigmund. Sigmar.
They're on first name terms,
What does Sigmund demand?
That's Sigmar's surname.
Sigmund.
Yeah.
The Sigiest.
In the name of Sigmar, buy us some breakfast.
Me? No, you buy yourself breakfast, boy.
I am very poor.
Else is also a woman, as you know.
I am very
Boy.
poor.
I don't know much about humanity.
Okay.
I'm just silent throughout.
Okay, so you're kind of...
I'm just-
Okay. You can see that around you, the Marktplatz and the square is crammed with people. Finding anything here is going to involve some major browsing, like kind of trying to push your way through the crowds. The whole place is dominated by various smells, freshly baked bread, meats. You can also hear what sounds like maybe some sort of performance, like faint music, laughter, cheering coming from nearby. There are hawkers, fireworks for sale. Oh, got some lovely new gear in here. Oh, weapons for sale. Kind of all these different voices being called out.
I wonder, what's that performance going on? Can I investigate?
Yeah, so else, are you going to try and deviate from the group, or are you going to try and lure them away from you?
I mean,
I'm already wandering off
What's
towards it.
that over there? Can we go? Follow me!
Segue.
I'm
I
also
would like
going
to partake in some human festivities.
Well, I'm going to hand you guys this. If you want to get any like food or equipment along the way, this is a list of what you can pretty much find on the way, including breakfast. You are, at this point, you've been traveling on the road for several days. You've not eaten a good solid meal in perhaps like 2 or 3 days. It's mainly been trail rations and whatever you could hunt along the way. So the idea of a nice thick, plump blood sausage, a pint of frosty beer might tantalize you. A spiced scorpion tail may interest you as well.
I mean, I feel like I've got the money, they're looking at the menu. I think that's how this operation is going to go.
Yeah.
We can buy a tattoo if you want.
Can I?
Yes,
I mean,
there's
it's
a
our
tattooist.
money, really.
It's a dwarven
It's not your
tattooist.
Look, we're all together in this.
It's my money.
We're all together in the service of Sigma.
Hello.
I sure could go for a sausage. As my 3 husbands will tell you.
3 husbands.
And wives.
How old are you?
38.
This tiny little halfling with bright blue eyes and brushy brown hair.
Wedding rings all down the thing.
What other names do you have names for your husband and wives, Molly?
Oh, just...
Grumpy, sleepy.
She's not a dwarf.
I find that very offensive. Only one of them's happy, Phil, I'll tell you that.
Well, as you are perusing the various food stalls, your stomach's growling in hunger as Amris's coin purse jingles and jangles along the way, stuffed full of coins. Sorry, Duncan's just crawling around on the floor, which is hilarious. You don't... Okay, bye, dude. Amris's coins jingle at his belt while the rest of you go hungry. You do notice that there is a lot of soldiers around the Marktplatz as well, and you can tell them apart because they wear blue and red livery, and they look miserable all the time. They look like they don't want to be here. They look pissed off. A lot of the locals kind of give them the stink eye as they walk past. You see a group of labourers and carpenters kind of sneering as they walk past the soldiers. Maybe a couple of them spit on the ground a few steps later, and you can hear kind of mutterings like, "I don't like their kind around here. I'm getting Aldorfians."
What kind of soldiers are they? Are they in service of?
They are in service
Sigmar?
they are in service of the Emperor, who is chosen by Sigmar, who's a favoured of Sigmar.
So for me, they're good guys.
I think that you know that the army, the Aldorf army, probably has its fair share of layabouts and wastrels, but they are in service of Karl Franz, the Emperor, and that means they are in the service of Sigmar.
Okay.
Karl
Franz, the Emperor, yeah. Emperor Franz. First of his name.
I make fun of his name.
Amris Emberfell. Ferdinand Gruber.
Gruber.
Karl.
Do you sully the name of the Emperor, good sir?
Just have a cooler name.
So you want to check out the performance?
I would like to.
Okay, so Else begins making her way, pushing through the crowds towards the sounds of kind of like very raucous local laughter, like kids like kind of chuckling along, and it seems to be coming from a small, not quite an open space. It looks like it's been tucked in between 2 large shops. What appears to be some sort of bakery and maybe like a carpenter's. And it's like a little alleyway that they've erected a curtain to function as a basic stage. And then it has like a ring of stones out in front. And then there are various performers. And you can see jesters in kind of colourful outfits, jugglers, one man covered in flame tattoos who appears to be preparing to breathe fire. And there's some sort of raucous play. you don't quite get the gist of it. It's probably a very local affair. Some sort of local noble as a puppet is being portrayed in some sort of scandalous nature. But the crowd find it hilarious. It's lost on you.
What are they?
The joke is.
What are they saying? Can I hear that? Can I hear what?
Yeah, as you get closer, it's just kind of like one of the puppets with the little kind of stick arms. It's like, at last, I am now free to date the lovely Lady Cortosanus. Not so fast, you villain! And then another puppet comes in on the side, and it's the Emperor Karl Franz. And he's just like, you are but you are a foul witch! And then he gets a stick and it begins beating the other puppet. Heresy! Heresy!
Clapping. This is not heresy!
Quite a few of the others will begin clapping away.
How much longer can we watch this show for?
Yeah, I mean, you can sit down.
3 hours.
You can absolutely sit down and watch if you want. It's quite crowded, so there's not a lot of space to really sit unless you're quite comfortable sitting on the grubby, muddy floor, which you obviously can do. But yeah, you can sit there and watch as long as you want. But yeah, there's just the gnawing hunger in your stomachs begin to play around. But also the marketplace begins filling up and gets busier and busier and busier.
I just wanted to make sure there's no heresy going on.
Oh, I see. Well, no. This seems to be a very, pro-imperial
sounds
play.
I agree.
You actually notice, I think, there's a small banner that's been hung up in between the alley, which reads, Betsy Wooster's Wondrous Cavalcade. It seems to be the name of the troupe that is performing as you go along.
How wondrous.
What about the rest of you? While Else and Molly are watching the play, what about Ferdinand and Ambrose? Anything in particular?
Oh wait, you went to watch the play as well?
Yeah, but I'm
You have the
only
menu for the food.
I'm only 3 foot high, so I'm just there like, what's happening?
I think I begrudgingly just go along and just stand there with my scythe.
Awkwardly with this huge scythe. People give you a wide berth. I think out of everybody else,
it's quite a big scythe. So
I think, yeah, like everybody else, people move out of the way for you. Everyone else has to kind of push and shove their way through the crowds. People see you coming and there's, that looks like a witch, or is that a wizard? And they kind of move out of the way and step aside. This hulking figure.
I guess if everyone's going to see the show, I'll also... Can I go over to one of the guards?
Yeah, sure.
Excuse me, this show looks wonderful. I'd like to get front row seats, please. How much to get me there? To the front?
He kind of looks at you.
Front row.
Let's have a roll, actually. Let's see. Let's make a first roll of the game.
I feel like this is a free performance.
Let's try. Now, you want front row seats. Are you trying to bribe him, or is this just like you're just trying to speak nicely to him?
I want to partake in the human festivities.
Okay, I think let's make a charm check then.
Human.
So you're going to roll your D100 and you want to get under your charm score.
Say, I need lower than 51, I got 92.
92. So, and the other thing we're going to check, so this is where we're going to do something called dramatic tests.
Oh.
So what's the tens number of the dice you rolled?
9.
Because it was 90, so you get a 9. And what's the tens number of the skill you were trying to beat?
50s, 51.
So 5 minus 9 would be a -4 on an SL check, we call it. Ooh. And a -4 is an impressive failure.
Yeah, it is.
No end. You did not achieve your goals, and you made matters a little worse.
Wait, does it literally say no and?
Yes,
like,
no and.
Okay.
There's degrees of failure. So you go up, and the guard looks at you, and he kind of sneers, and he kind of nudges his mate, and he's like, "You want to get to the front, sir?"
Yes, indeed. I'd like to see the show.
Absolutely, we can take you right there, but I'm afraid it is premium seating.
Is
sir.
it?
Yeah.
Understandable.
And he eyes you up a little bit. He's like, "I'm afraid it's a silver shilling for a front row seat."
Silver shilling?
Yes.
Of course. To get me to the front row?
And he holds his palm out.
He eyed me up. He looked at my sack, didn't he?
Uh-oh.
Your bulging sack.
My bulging sack. I'll sort of try and humanly flicker silver towards him, and it just sort of tumbles out of my hand.
He's just like, he reaches in and grabs for it, and he looks at it, he's like, yeah.
Front row?
And he's like, yeah, this way, and he grabs your arm, and he just begins pushing through all of these other assembled crowds.
Oh, this is very aggressive, but VIP service!
And he begins shoving you through. And the rest of you at this point, I think you notice that as these Altdorf soldiers, who the locals have been kind of giving this stink eye to, begins pushing their way through, they actually kind of boot a kid out of the way as they shove this elven man forward. The locals erupt. And one man stands up, he's like, you Altdorfian thinks you can come through here and just do whatever you want. This is, you're going to ruin even our fun now. And
No, I paid a silver.
The guard just drops you like at the front of where this little theatre performance is.
Sit on my knees.
He wheels round on like this man who's gotten up in his face these big dirty lamb chops, maybe a farmer, and he kind of like gets right in his face. He's like, "Sit down, citizen, or I'll have you in chains. I'll throw you off." And then this just escalates. More and more people begin getting up in arms. You can't do that. He's not done anything wrong. You're the ones in the wrong here. Everything was fine till you came along. And then the performers start getting involved. We're trying to perform here, sir. Please perform.
Can I sort of like run over and try and like calm it? Just be like, what's going on? What's going on?
Who does this elf think he is?
Why don't the three of you, so each of you are going to just make a simple perception check for me to notice how much of this is going on. So this is, you're going to roll and you want to get under your perception skill.
Oh,
And this isn't
dear.
dramatic, so there's no degrees of failure on this.
So I had 32, I rolled 12.
Okay, so you succeeded from Ferdinand.
Which one's my perception?
So perception might be your
failed.
skills.
Someone what says
I
perception?
succeeded.
So you got a 12, you got a 21, and you got a
details.
43. Excellent. And what did Molly get?
I should have got 53, but I got 74.
Okay, so you are so engrossed in the menu and what's going on, and you can't really see over the crowds anyway, that you don't notice this kind of escalating, this fight beginning to brew up. Amris, you're also now at the front. You've got what you wanted. You've ignored.
I might
this.
sat on my knees, like wide-eyed, looking up at the performance.
Which seems to have come to a stop. But Ferdinand and Else, you know that something's about to kick off. And before Molly even has a chance to kind of get up and turn, a fist from this kind of gathered, like, thick crowd, like, it's very claustrophobic, like there are bodies pressing up against you, and somebody punches the soldier in the face, and it explodes. Fists start flying everywhere, people start being beaten, and it begins, like, spilling out into the streets, people begin calling for help, and a full-blown riot erupts through the city, which is going to be our first combat.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, everybody
Versus
has...
the city.
Well, yeah, us versus the sea. So everybody has a score called initiative up in your characteristics, the top row of stats, where your weapon skill, ballistic skill, and stuff is.
That's just the eye, isn't it?
The eye. So what is everybody's initiative?
Mine's
so we have
29.
yours is 29 for Elf. 32.
43.
43.
56.
All right. So it sounds like it's going to go Amris. So I don't know if one of you guys can note this for me. So Amris, you're going to be first. Then Molly, I think, is second, who had the second highest initiative. Or did Ferdinand have it?
Yeah.
And then who's got the third? Was it?
That's me.
And then what do you have for your initiative? Else?
Mine is 29.
Okay, so then the rioters are going to go, and then Else goes.
What's your name?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Oh yeah, Nando's. That was it, wasn't it?
Chris,
Nando's.
you made brunch club.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. What,
However, Molly and Amris, you guys are going to be surprised for this round because you didn't notice that this was about to kick off. So you're kind of taken by surprise as fists start flying. And unfortunately for all of you, there's no chance you cannot be pulled into this fight. It's happening around you as this performance erupts. People are just lashing out at whoever's nearby. People, you can see like the performers are like ripping up parts of their props as like used as like wooden clubs. But most people seem to just be using fists or non-lethal weapons. Nobody's drawn blades at this point. The guards are trying to like arrest people and stuff like that. I say yet because you guys might choose to. So Amris, you are surprised.
Okay.
So you basically don't have a turn this round.
Okay.
Molly would go next. Molly doesn't get a turn this round because you are also surprised. So Ferdinand, you are actually the first one as this riot kicks off. What would you like to do?
Man, I really failed that check, didn't I?
Well, first
It was an impressive failure.
City Falls.
But at least you're at the front row for it.
Remember 400 years ago?
That one elf tried to get to front of a
He
plane.
just wanted VIP tickets. Silly man.
The first thing I think I'd do is just sigh. just in a...
Yeah, and you see
Okay.
probably like one of the local folks, one of the local folks like
local
wheels
local.
on you, and they're just like fucking witch, and they're like literally about to like run and try and deck you.
Is he within touch range?
I would say he is. Yes.
Then I am going to shock him.
You are going to
Inflicts
cast a spell.
Stunned well, I have nothing else. I can either somehow non-lethally scythe him.
You could punch. You can.
That's true, I could
Everybody can make a punch.
No, I think I'm just going to shock him.
Okay.
Just...
I'm pregnant. Shock.
Father?
Right. So Ferdinand, the way that you cast spells is you are going to use your learning magic skill, or your languages magic skill, I think you have. It's under your basic skills.
61.
Right, so you just need to roll under that to successfully cast the spell.
64.
So you don't cast it.
No.
All right.
I'm shocked, if anything.
However, you don't fail it by very much. You fail it by a 0, right? So
A little bit of static, just...
well, you begin, and the way that magic works in Warhammer is you summon the winds of magic, and you try and pull in the magical aether around you, and you begin chanting. And as you do, you see this man who is about to deck you just turns white as a sheet as you begin speaking the incantation, and you see this kind of swirling wind of azure black flame begins to roll around your hands. And as you begin to reach out for him, he just shits his pants and stumbles back. He's like, witch! And he just begins like scurrying away as fast as he can. And you, before you reach out to grab him, you grab the front of his shirt and just, like this kind of like static kind of burst as the spell just escapes your grasp. But he just is terrified. And you can see that this ripple begins to erase out as people are like, did someone say witch? He just tried to turn him into a frog! And they begin like pointing at you and say like, he's a demon, kill him!
Can I sigh again?
You can, yes.
Thanks.
See, you can. Sighing is a free action in this game.
Oh, thank God. Sorry.
Well, I have some bad news because the rest of you, the riot takes place. As people begin to try and punch you. Emrys, a very angry mother with 2 children, turns on you. Yeah, she's just like...
It's a kick in your knee.
She goes to basically just slap, like, well, actually not even slap you, she punches you in the face, or tries to.
Is this the interlude?
She's just like, you can't just push it here, who do you think you are?
I'm a good paying citizen.
So the way this works is you can choose to either try and dodge out of the way using the dodge skill, or you can try and like parry her effectively, like try and grab her arm and throw her back or something like that.
I'll do it. I actually don't know which one I'm best.
So weapon skill for combat or dodge.
Give her
I'll
coin.
go with the dodge.
You can also, if you want to try and use another skill, you can. It just might be harder.
There's a big skill right there.
I'll
Just got a lot of money.
put some gold in front of her. No, I'll do a dodge.
You're going to dodge?
Yeah.
Right, so you roll your skill and I roll mine. This is an
Very
opposed
cool.
test. So we're going to work out the SL on this one as well. So you're going to take the tens number from your one and minus it from the other one.
Ooh.
Well, mine is terrible. So.
Mine's pretty good. So I needed 48, I got 31, so I guess +1 is
Plus
the
1 is
SL?
your SL, yep, and mine was -3.
Nice.
So she tries to punch you and you just leap out of the way, just kind of throw yourself backwards, bury yourself deeper into the crowd. She's gonna she's like, I'll get you trying to push in. Who do you think you are, line pusher? We don't do things like that here in Ubersreich.
Line.
There was no line! This is front row.
Molly,
Oh,
one of the soldiers like looks at you and he looks at you, he's like, halfling, bloody thieves, the lot of you. I'll see you done. You probably tried to start all this so you could pick some pockets. So do you want to try and dodge or do you want to try and fight back?
I think because I've probably been taken by surprise, I'll just try and dodge out the way.
Okay. So you're going to
Like,
make the dodge
bloody
skill.
hell.
Oh, I forgot that they get a bonus actually because you are currently
Oh,
surprised.
Oh.
Wow.
That's right. We'll forget it for your one. So what did you get?
94?
94, and your dodge skill is what?
54?
Right,
+4.
so
Minus 4,
-4. So you're going to take the 9, so you take the 5 of your skill, and you minus the 9, so you get -4. I, on the other hand, with the bonus I had, score a total of, that's +20, so I got a +1. So they punch you, and you're going to take 4 points of wounds. But I need to see where I hit you first, actually.
Oh, right
So
in the
there is
feelings.
locational damage in this.
Oh my
So the way
God.
it works is you reverse the attack roll. So I rolled 43, so I'd get a 34, which means I punch you in the right arm. And if you have any armor in that location,
No.
then you just take 4 points of damage.
You got a dead arm.
Like this soldier, well, imagine it's less of a punch and he more grabs your arm and yanks you forcefully. And he's like trying to yank you forward to like try and arrest you. And his big hands kind of wrap around your arm, bruising you as he grips way too tight. And you can kind of feel something in your shoulder pull a little bit as he yanks you forward, like, bloody thieves, come here.
It's like is it a Chinese burn? Can you call it that? Probably not.
Somewhat like that.
I mean, he can, but
Tom.
he's got the racist character.
Else, you are not surprised. So you're kind of aware of this thing, and you
No, I'm
see
waiting
that.
for it. I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it coming, so they don't have any
away.
bonuses against you.
Okay.
But you see this kind of in another life. You're not quite sure. This person might be a little bit of a criminal. They kind of look like dark clothes. They look like they're trying to take advantage of the situation, and they just silently kind of walk up to you and try and punch you in the face.
Oh, punching me in the face.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to dodge or trying to fight back? To
I
resist?
am gonna. No. I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna take them.
Right, so you can do that on your turn, but for now, when they try and
I'm
punch
just
you, what do you
okay.
do?
I'm gonna dodge.
You're going to dodge?
Yeah,
Okay,
dodge.
so roll your dodge skill.
All right.
Actually, do you remember this was a non-lethal
Where's my
fight?
dodge skill? Just dodge.
It won't be for very long,
Okay, well, obviously not.
clearly.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I got 4.
4 is good. That's super fucking
Oh,
low,
no, wait,
right?
that's great,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
great.
Yeah,
You want to
28.
yeah, this
Okay,
guy's
28.
no way going to
Damn.
hit you at all. So
Amazing.
you just effortlessly, almost like a kind of like you just tilt your head
Yeah.
as this punch like sails past. You're a very
Matrix
skilled
it.
warrior. Yeah, you're just like dodge to the side as this punch sails wide.
Okay.
Your turn, Else. What would you like to do?
I want to take my gun out and just fire it into the air.
Oh, so you're going to try and
Yeah.
like, oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Do not hurt the elf. He's purchasing my breakfast.
Fantastic. Okay, I think this would be an intimidate then.
Okay.
But I'll give you a bonus because you're going to fire your pistol, so you're going to have to mark off a black powder and a shot because you're literally,
Oh,
and they are limited because pistol bullets are, black powder.
Really?
is
We have, like-
expensive. Yeah.
Oh,
So I
where's
think
my-
you have. It might be in trappings.
trappings. Breastplate,
They
dagger,
are-
light, spare pistol, fire with it. There's no bullets.
There is not, but there is a reload. Do you not have any? Ah, weird.
Oh, powder and shot for 12 shots.
So you have 11 shots left.
Okay.
Carrying really
So you
cool
fire once up into the air, but I'm going to give you a. Let's make this a. Where's my? I've got like references because I'm still learning this game as well. Plus, let's give you a plus.
I thought you were just cold.
I'd say like a plus 20, right? Because a pistol shot being shot into the
Wow.
air is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So whatever this, what's your intimidate skill?
My intimidate is
If you have.
45.
So you add 20, so it becomes a 65, and you're trying to roll under 65.
Okay.
And we'll do it as a dramatic, so there'll be varying degrees of success.
Bang, bang. Was it 61?
61, right? So you take the tens, which
Okay.
of your number is 6.
Okay.
And then the skill is currently 6 because it was boosted.
Okay.
So you have an SL of 0, which is a marginal success.
Okay.
Right?
Succeed,
so
but-
Kinda
yes,
shot
you
it, yeah.
succeed, but there is an
killed
unintended
a man.
side effect or flaw. What do you think that could be? What do you think an unintended side effect or flaw might be from firing your
I
gun?
shot a
into the-
bird.
Well, bullets come back down.
How is it going to affect you in a negative way? Shooting a bird is bad for the bird. This
Finding
needs to be
too
bad
close
for
to his
you
ear.
in some way.
It's caused people to. I shot up into the air. It's just caused someone to near me to panic and just run straight towards me.
Okay, right. So basically, yeah. So you fire up into the air,
Yeah.
but you've drawn additional.
He's got a shooter!
Yeah, you've drawn additional threat to yourself, right?
Yes.
Somebody's like, somebody's got a gun, and they think you're trying to fire into the crowd, so
Yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
try and tackle you. Maybe,
He's a hero.
maybe it's a soldier. It's an actual outdoor soldier who's like,
Yes, one of
somebody's
those-
trying,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to kill them, and he's going to try and tackle onto you as well. And the soldiers are a little bit more better at fighting than these mob, this peasant mob. All right, perfect. At the start of round 2, the riot spills out and a merchant cart full of pies is utterly smashed and its contents spill across the street and the play's arena. The whole area becomes difficult terrain as it becomes thick and slick with pie crust, filling and mud.
Scorpion tail pie!
So I think maybe the shot into the air causes a man who's trying to wheel his pie cart away, and it just is like, oh, and he just tips it and it spills, or the pies go everywhere and people are stomping on them and slipping over.
Like Avatar with the cabbage salesman.
My pies!
Scorpion bones just crunching.
Oh.
So for this round, everybody has a -10 to any checks they make, including the bad guys. So everybody's going to have a -10.
Wait,
So
so is that plus 10 onto the number that we
it's
rolled?
no, you take 10 off the skill, so it's harder.
Oh, okay, great.
So who's top? I think it's you, Tom.
It is.
Is the pie?
The pies have made it all slick. Well, I'd say, okay, it's a -10 if you're trying to do anything that involves like moving or fighting. Obviously, if you're standing still and talking, the floor being slick with plies probably won't cause you any.
My mouth's full.
Oh, I've got pie in my mouth.
Pie skill.
This isn't the show I wanted to see.
I mean, it's somewhat.
This is better.
It is somewhat entertaining. So you draw a blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
The woman that went to punch me.
All right. Okay.
With the kids.
The women and the children too.
Aggressive elf.
What would you like to do with your sword out?
Yeah, swish it towards the woman. Not necessarily to attack,
Yeah.
but like,
So what are you trying to? What do you want to get out of this? Are you trying to just scare her, or are you actually trying to cause her harm?
I'll have a little slash at her, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Where's the gym, by the way?
Sure. Well, so the way this works is you're going to make a weapon skill attack with your weapon skill WS.
-10?
Yes, because you are it is thick with pies.
Fuck, so I need to get, what, lower than 38?
You do.
That one.
Oh, actually, 21. So +1.
+1. I got a -5.
Oh
So-
my god, a catastrophic failure.
So the difference between the two, so you got +1, did you
Yes,
say?
yeah.
And then I got -5, so the difference would be -4.
for her.
Oh, well, +4 for you,
Yeah.
effectively. All right, and you're using your sword. How much damage does your sword do?
+4.
So you take the difference between the two SLs. So in this
So
case,
I did
4,
8 damage.
You did 8 points of damage to
an unarmed woman.
To this unarmed woman.
And
it's
her
not,
children.
It's not enough to kill her. Oh,
Not.
Main.
we won't use it for this combat. If you ever roll doubles, so if you roll like a 77 or a 22,
Right.
that's a critical.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Wow, nice.
So you just begin swiping the sword. What does the sword look like?
Fuck. Yeah, I've actually got. It's in my picture. It's
Okay.
heavily bejeweled. There's actually jewels all the way down the sword as well.
So you whip out this elegant sword.
There you go. You can sort of see it there.
Okay, so you whip out this kind of beautiful, long, high elf sword,
Yeah.
and you just begin swiping towards this woman.
And her children.
Is it that you're expecting her to get out of the
this
way,
children.
or are you just like, no, you fucking try to hit me, I'm gonna, like,
Her outstretched arm from the punch, I dodge back and then bring the sword up.
okay. So you cut deep into her arm, and this horrible woman scream just, "Ah!" as crimson blood just sprays the banner of the Betsy Wooster, the Betsy Wooster cavalcade or whatever it's called. Blood just, and you see the camera kind of cuts up as this blood just
Oh my
covers
God.
the Betsy part
There's
of
a
it.
silhouette of like
God.
5 children in the blood.
The children just begin crying and screaming. The older boy runs to his mother. Mummy, are you all right? As she's just cradling this butchered arm as this deep, perfectly cut gash is through it. And you just watch as all the locals just look at this elf. And even the soldiers who kind of like were trying to arrest her like, he tried to kill her!
She punched me.
And
This is my performance.
She immediately backs off. She's just cradling her arm. She looks faint. She looks like she's going to collapse. Her children basically carry her off to the side. Well done.
Oh my god. Well done.
Well done.
Molly,
Wow.
you are currently being grabbed by a very burly-looking soldier.
I mean, you're the same height as the children. You can fuck them up.
I just joined her family. Mummy! Can I just try and wrestle
Pull
them
away?
off? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That'd just be a dodge, I think.
Okay. Oh god, this didn't go well.
Which
last
is
time.
obviously the act of
Avoid
avoiding
things.
Oh,
Oh,
got some bad news for you.
I've got some bad news for me too. I need 54. I got 65, but obviously I needed
So it's a
44.
-1. Yeah, and yeah, with the -10 as well.
Guess I can't pull him off.
Yeah, unfortunately, this man's grip is like iron, and he's just got you by the arm, and he's just dragging you. And you can see he's actually pulling you over to like maybe a couple of other soldiers who have just arrived on the scene, and it looks like they're bearing manacles, and he's like literally just dragging you over towards them to be arrested.
With my good arm, can I at least wipe some pie off the floor?
Sure, yeah. You can like, do you want to like? Let's see what kind of good pie you can pick up. Let's
Bloody
have you make a.
You've not got your elf, what have you got? Not breakfast, that's for sure.
Let's have you make a
Pie roll.
pie roll. Yeah, sure. Make just a dexterity or agility, actually, maybe agility. So your top
Not outdoor
character.
survival.
Okay. 30.
30, and what did you need?
44.
So it's a +1, which is a good marginal success. So you do scoop up. The pie, it's like maybe a quarter of a pie, and it's a meat pie. Actually, no, it's not a meat pie. we'll make it a cream pie. Cream pie. That's not much better. It's
Still not vegan. It's a milk pie.
fruit pie.
Yeah.
Fruit pie.
Nice.
It's a nice berry pie, but it's
Halfling with a cream
only
pie.
a quarter of it, and a good chunk of it is covered in mud. But you do pick up, and you can write that down.
Just write cream pie in your notes.
For fuck's sake.
Couldn't put him off. Cream pied my face.
Fuck's sake. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about fate and fortune and stuff as well.
Yes, you do have those on the sidebar, so you can spend fate, fortune, resilience, and resolve. But you might need to remind me what they do, because I don't remember.
Yeah.
Ferdinand,
Hello.
what would you like to do in this madness?
So the last man I touched just shat himself.
He's just
That's
he
now in the
pissed his
pie. That's in the
pants.
pie mix.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's probably it was probably the poop was still in his britches, but
Okay.
there's maybe a puddle of piss
Okay.
where he was standing.
Is there anyone? Can I see what's happening?
I think, you see Molly being dragged away by these guards. You can see that one soldier and one thug are moving on else. You see Amris cut a woman's arm and is now in the middle
ignore
of it.
that for the time
But
being.
you're also, you kind of have like a ring around you, right? Nobody wants to come near you because you've still got this kind of like billowing robes and this kind of swirling magical aura. But the soldiers are desperately like you can see them kind of pointing at you like, "Oh," and they're kind of shouting over the din like, "There was someone the witch, we need to deal with the witch."
Right, so no one's within touching range because they've tried to kind of
They
clear the
don't
area.
want to
Okay.
come anywhere near you.
What's it with you and touching people?
Well, because one of my ranges literally just says touch.
Oh.
So
Yes,
it's
like,
just
yes, like grab them.
yeah,
Like that.
I think I need to cause some sort of distraction to maybe
Sure.
He's
So-
done that.
distraction so they don't notice him maiming
Butchering mothers.
people. Just butchering mothers.
By the way, how does corruption work?
I know.
I think you've got it.
Don't worry about that just yet. We'll get there.
What I'm going to do.
Slanesh.
So how does the light work?
It creates light.
Does it just stay
You
there?
tell-
Does it
you tell
follow
me. You tell
Does
me.
it? Do I hold it?
You tell me.
I'm going to say I hold it.
Okay.
I have to hold it.
It blinds everyone.
Well,
I'm gonna-
how about this, right? Like, if you, depending on the SL you get, so if you get a higher result, you can make it, you could be like, no, I can conjure it in the air, or I can like have
Okay.
it like bigger, I can make it brighter. We'll have it so that however good the success is determines how effective the spell is.
Okay. So I'm going to make a light. It lasts for 43 minutes.
Okay.
It's very specific.
So they actually
It
say
says
43.
duration 43 minutes.
No more, no less.
It's probably based on like one
Five
of his
is
scores,
right
like
out.
intelligence or something.
It's a purplish
Oh, yeah.
light. So 61.
Okay.
That's a 90. 90.
90 bang on.
Yeah, 90
So
bang
you
on.
needed a 60. So that's 6 for the
Yeah.
dramatic test, and then -9 is a -3.
Do I take the hit of the 10 for the pies because of that? Do I take a pie hit? I mean, it might as well add insult to injury on this one.
I think casting a spell, the pies would make it a bit slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're kind of gesturing and you're moving. So it's actually a 50, so that would go to -4.
There's a lot of leg work.
Impressive
casting
failure.
spells.
No, and you did not achieve your goals, and you made matters a little worse.
I don't think it's darker now than
So
it was before.
you create this light. You create this kind of purple light, and it
The
swells in your
spotlight on
hands.
me.
I think it's probably, well, it's up to you. You can either, I'll give you a choice here, right? So you're gonna create this light and it's gonna draw the guards' attention away. Probably not enough for them to leave Molly alone, but enough that they're probably gonna come after you. But you can either, you also slip down in the mud, like you fall prone and you get covered in mud and pie crust and kind of make a fool of yourself, or you can kind of throw the light towards somebody else like Amris to try and, get them to go in that direction.
I think I'm going to lob it at
Okay.
someone.
Yeah. Hey.
Do I need to roll
so
for throw?
that's just part of the failure.
No?
So,
Okay.
so you failed to do what you wanted, which was to cause a distraction to help Molly,
Yes.
right? You wanted to. So the guard who's got Molly, looks over the light, but he just gestures to others to go and deal with that.
Sorry.
And so you throw the light
gonna throw
towards Amris,
Yep.
and it illuminates Amris.
And his sword.
in
And
this
woman on the.
Well, not just the sword, right? The light casts this dark purple shadow all around him, and he's holding the blade, and the silhouette is projected up onto the wall of like the building, and it's him looming over a woman crouched on the ground, her children around him, and he looks like he's just about to like.
There's a shadow on the wall of my sword going through the woman, even though we're in different places.
It's just like, yeah, and she's like, ah!
That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Magic, perfect. Well,
Yeah, that's great, actually.
Yeah.
in that case, so two of the guards, the ones that they were pulling Molly towards, charge towards Amris. They're going to leave you alone. Molly's being just dragged away, and then you've got two on you at the current time as well.
Oh.
So two of them come towards you. What would you like to try and do?
Can I parry as best I can?
Okay.
Can I do that for both of them?
So you can do it for both. For the first one, no penalty. The second one is a -10 because you're being outnumbered.
High penalty on both, right?
And a power penalty on both as well. So roll your weapon skill. Oh,
So
that's
I
very
need
good for me.
38. I got 85.
So that's a failure by how many? So I got a +2,
Many.
you got a minus.
-5, so they've got +7 in their favour.
So that is
That was a
7 points, and I got a 50 location, because I rolled a 5, so that's the body. So you take 7 points of damage as one...
7?
Yeah, one of the guards rushes up to you.
2 body armor. Does that...
You do have 2 body armor, so you can reduce it by that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and you forget your toughness, and you add your toughness bonus to reduce damage as well. So what's your toughness score? Sorry, I'm learning the system as well.
28?
28, so you also take 2 off any damage you take.
Oh, okay.
Molly,
Should
you
I
should
have
have done
done
the same
that?
thing as well. So what's your toughness?
32.
So you take off 3 damage. So just take off 3. So you only took 1, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you're gonna take.
So that's actually not so bad.
So you take 4 off. Oh, you take 3 off.
I take 3 damage total.
You take,
after
yeah,
all
that's
that.
what I mean, yeah. So he kind of, one of the guards comes up, and with the butt of his halberd, he just whacks you in the stomach as you try and parry it, and then just this kind of thing slams you in the stomach. But
Right.
then the second one comes up and is going to try and knock you over the head as well.
Sure.
So you get -20 to this one, unfortunately.
What, including pie or
That's
sans
including pie. So pie and then the parry
so I need
from multiple
28
opponents.
now.
So I'm at 20.
I did it.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
10.
I got -2. So
I
what
got
was your-
+1.
So you get a +1. So you just defend basically. You don't cause any damage back.
Nah.
No mothers are injured today.
Not this turn.
You just basically manage to like you get hit in the stomach and you maybe like knock the strike coming for your head down. You're being left alone because you're a crazy wizard man and people are too scared to deal with you right now. Molly, I think they're going to try and basically like wrench your arm behind your back and they're going to try and grab you basically.
Wait, that arm or my pie arm?
They're going to try and wrench your current held arm and they're going to
that's
try and
okay.
grab your pie arm as well.
Not my pie arm.
So do you want to just try and like again get free?
Yeah, would that be dodge again?
Yeah,
or...
that'd be dodge again.
Is there anything more wriggly?
I mean, do you think? Well, it's up to you, right? You can make a case to me for another skill.
I'm not
You could try and plead. You could try and be like, please let me go. I just
Haggle
want to be my
sounds like
pie.
wiggle.
Dodge is my highest, so I might stick with that.
Sure.
Ride.
Just jump
Just
on
try
his
and
back.
ride them. Okay. Oh, for heaven's sake, 94.
Oh my god! I rolled a 93. I thought it's okay. I rolled really bad. Brian's
What
going to
did
be
you
fine.
need?
54?
So -4.
And pie?
Oh yeah,
Attack?
minus pi, so
Oh.
-5.
Attacks.
But then I needed 20 and I got 93. So I'm at
okay.
-7.
Oh, so I think you've actually won that.
So you've
Slip
actually
around
won it.
in the
yeah.
pie.
So this is it, right? And this is what I like about the system is you've both technically failed at what you wanted to do, but you've somehow managed to turn it to your advantage.
You failed less.
So basically, you've managed to you're like reaching down to get the pie. He's like, come on, get up. He goes to grab you and lift your arm, and you kind of like charge into him, which knocks him down onto the ground. And now you're both rolling around in pie and mud, and you manage to like get enough pie on his arm where you just whoop and slip your arm free, and maybe like kind of kick off of him and just slide along on the mud away, like underneath a bunch of legs, just like woo. He's like, come back here,
pie.
and you've got like the pie in one hand, just like wee. But you are prone, so you're gonna be prone. If anybody tries to hit you, they might be an advantage to do so. And then else, one soldier and one thug are gonna come after you as well. Do you want to try and dodge or parry?
I want to try and dodge.
Okay, so first one, I'm going to fail that quite dramatically. Let's see what you get. So I'm currently at a -5.
I am 15.
Oh, so you succeed. So you got a 10 for your on your thing. What's your dodge?
Dodge to 28.
So easily a success. So you manage to just dodge out of the way. The second blow, however, comes in Don't forget you have a -10 on these skills as well because of the pie. So you roll. Do you want to try and dodge or do you want to parry?
I am going to try and dodge again.
Dodge.
Double dodge. That is a 51.
Okay. Well, I still failed because I got a -4 for my thing.
Bam.
So, and your dodge is.
My dodge is 28.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be fine. So yeah, you're like basically just dodging to the side as these two guys are trying to just like grab you and punch you. The soldier's probably trying to grab your arm and get the pistol out of your hand because he's worried that you're going to try and fire into the
I'm
crowd.
still holding it up into the air.
Like so, you kind of bring that down. But the thug is using this opportunity just to try and like try and get you. He's like fucking Sigmarites, and he's just trying. He's cursing the name of the great Lord Sigmar.
Heresy!
It is quite heretical.
Okay.
Okay.
Sigmund?
So, as all of this is going on, the riot is spilling out of control. People are now screaming that there's murderers going on, there's a wizard in play. You can see the performers have started coming out. The man who was going to do some fire breathing is now like trying to keep the soul up. He's like breathing fire everywhere. There's a dwarf on stilts, and he just kicks one of the guards in the testicles with stilts on, just like wham! And you see the guard like crumbles to the ground. The strong woman comes out of the back behind the curtain holding an enormous pig, and she throws it into the riot. I need you all
Hang on.
to make
flips in the air and
agility
yells,
tests.
Stop!
You're right. Skills 44.
So agility is your characteristic at the top, and you need to make an agility test.
-10?
No, by this point the amount of feet have trampled the pie and mud so that it's no longer as slick. It's mainly stuck to people now.
I failed.
So you failed
Yeah.
on an
mega failed.
agility test. Fail.
Yeah.
So agility is one of your ones.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, wait.
I did it.
Or you
What's the
could
word? Succeed. That's the word I was looking
Succeed.
for.
Oh, you failed by 2.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I succeeded by 2. Do you want 2 of mine?
Don't forget you
how it
can
works.
spend your fortunes or your resiliences as well.
I mean,
There's a pig.
I don't mind getting
towards
hit
me.
by a pig.
You
Yeah,
don't
but-
want to be hit by a pig.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I want to take the pig.
So you so
I'll
those of
take
you
the pig.
so Molly, who's lying on the ground, you're probably just like you just kind of roly-poly as this giant pig comes flying over your head.
Doesn't even move.
But the three of you and many of the kind of acrobats and performers and the rioters as well are hit as this giant pig just goes charging, sliding across like the mud and the pie. As it just comes sliding across, it slams into loads of people. And the pig is now running around like barreling people over. And it's a big prize-winning hog. Like it's this is a big beast as it just kind of like runs around. You also, some of the other things that you see, you kind of glance over and you see an exceedingly tall man in a long coat fighting several townsfolk. One of the assailants promptly falls over and tears his coat off, revealing 3 halflings inside it. They just
people.
jump down.
They tried to get the stage show.
Why?
There is a minstrel.
going to the
There's a
business
minstrel
factory.
sat on top of a nearby building with a fiddle, and he's playing "Flight of the Angry Griffins."
Why not?
as this mess just begins extending out. The fire breather that you saw, who all of you make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Perception skill.
Oh my god.
Just a simple one, so just if you get under, you succeed.
Nope.
I failed.
I succeeded.
Else succeeds.
Nope.
Fail.
Failed.
Failed. So Else is the only one.
Fail.
Else, you can't glance
61.
over as this fire breather breathes this huge gout of flame and kind of like sends people sprawling. And he's not trying to kill anybody. He's just using it to get people to back up. And he kind of like looks up. He catches your eye and grins like a kind of toothy, gapless mouth. Kind of looks like he's quite an older fellow, maybe in like his like 60s. He's covered in all these beautiful flame tattoos, and he kind of grins like, and then a crossbow bolt through his throat, and blood just crimson spills down of his body. Oh my
God.
And he's
Little
like,
spurts of fire.
and he just collapses to the ground. And as you kind of trace where the bolt came from, you see look at me. You see a figure kind of fading into a dark alleyway. He's a human with one milky white eye, like a blinded eye. And he just melts away. You don't think he saw you see him. Nobody else has seen him as well. People just start going like, "Oh no!" What the fuck is his name? Christ, I gotta remember what his fucking
Carl!
Fire breath!
Carl fire breath!
I guess he's been fired then.
Ooh. Foston the Fiery. People begin saying,
one
like,
day from retirement.
Foston the Fiery's been killed! It was there! She did it! And they begin pointing at you, like she's got a pistol, they killed him!
Oh, I had a pistol.
Amaris, what would you like to do in this madness? You are currently prone on the ground.
So 2 dudes standing over
Chilling
me.
in a hot
Surrounded by
tub.
injured
Yeah,
mothers.
you have 2 soldiers over you. Yep.
Could I attempt
You-
to
You can just stand up, but then you can't move anywhere else. So it's like your whole move to stand up.
Could I just Dark Souls roll away
You can try to, yeah.
until I get some distance?
Sure.
Um,
Just make a dodge check for me, I guess.
so a dodge 48, 86.
Close.
86.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of try and roll to the side, and then one of the guards like stomps down, like stopping you, like you're like, "Huh!" And then you roll the other way, and then the other guard like slams his halberd down the ground. You're like,
Oh my God.
and you're just like looking up at these 2 burly men who are looming down at you now.
Have I got another action or?
And I think that was pretty much your
Or do
action
I
to try
just
and
look like
roll
a twat?
away.
Or am I just, yeah, was that my entire turn?
Well,
That was
what do you
my-
think? What do you think else you could do?
Try it again? Okay. I've killed enough today. Well, she's not even dead, is she?
No, it's just
I chase. No, I don't chase.
Okay. Molly, you've gotten away from your 2 assailants. You're kind of like safe-ish now. You're kind of in the middle of the crowd. You reckon you could probably just blend away? You could probably just try and scramble to one of the side areas and get away from this riot that's going on. But you can see that the others are being harassed. You can see Else is kind of being harassed by 2 people. Amaris has got 2 guards who are like, "Murder!"
People are standing round me.
Could I possibly
Yes.
try and grab onto the pig as it runs by and swing myself up onto
You
it?
want to ride the pig?
Yes.
I knew you would, because I knew as soon as Chris Yules pointed out you had a ride skill, and I knew the pig was coming up, I was like, I see where this is going. You absolutely can. Let's make this dramatic, so let's see what success you get by.
You've got.
You can re-roll.
Yeah, you've got like fortune.
Do it. Definitely do it.
Oh,
So you're going to spend a fortune point.
yeah.
So mark the. So read it out for us so we know what they do.
You can spend a fortune point to re-roll a failed test or add 1 SL to a test after it is rolled.
There you go. So you can add SLs to.
Or
tests as
choose
well.
when
So
to
you
act
failed
in a
by
round.
4 points, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
rolled.
So you could also be like, I want to go first, for example.
That's cool.
Cool. So you can re-roll.
Regardless of initiative.
Just make sure you spend it.
Oh, I got worse. I got 99.
99. What were you trying to get?
44.
44.
Minus 5.
You rolled
An
49
impressive
before, didn't you?
failure.
I did roll 49 before, so if I had have, could I have just added 1 to that and then I could have succeeded it? If I had have chosen not to re-roll.
No, because I think it adds. Well, it would have added an SL, which would have changed it. So what did you roll before? 49.
49.
And what did you need?
44.
So you would have got a 0,
Oh, why did you
which is a
re-roll it?
marginal success.
I didn't.
Oh.
Well, that's fine. We'll go back. So we won't say you re-rolled it, and instead you added a +1 SL, right? So if you roll basically the way to think of it is if the skill's like 41. What was it? 40.
44 and I
44,
rolled
and you roll
49.
49. If you minus the tens from one to the other one, and it's so complicated to explain, but it does make sense when you play it, you would have got a 0, which is a marginal success.
Ooh, right.
So, and if you add a +1, it's still a marginal success, so you don't necessarily ever needed to spend it. But we'd say that you did, and you got a marginal success. So you tell me, Bryony, so this says, yes, you achieved your goal, but there is an unintended side effect or flaw. So what is that?
You're allergic to pigs.
What is the unintended side effect or flaw that happens from you riding this pig?
Could it be that I
not
just go
riding
like,
it.
It's riding you.
Like, yeah, like you get on, but you can't control it, so it just takes you off
yeah,
somewhere.
does it go like, could it go barreling into, say, one of these guys, or just straight back into the guards that I was trying to get away from?
I think that it's not a huge detriment, so I don't think it would be the guards. I think if anything, you would probably barrel into like one of these guys and just cause like some minor kerfuffle. Probably to the point where you can't really help anybody because this pig, like you're basically just managing to hold on to a pig and it's kind of like running around, squealing. You have no control and therefore nobody can catch you, but you can't help anybody else. Because you're just like, whoa, as this pig is like flying around basically. All right,
doing
perfect. Ferdinand.
Oh god. people are still too far away from me, right? Or
They are avoiding you.
They saw
They're avoiding
the
you.
light mishap and thought,
Well,
oh, hang on.
So I think that people are avoiding you, but there's less fear now. Now that all you've really done is kind of make some sparkly fingertips and a fancy light show, but people are still avoiding you.
I would be scared of that. I think I'm just gonna have to start hitting people with the butt of my scythe.
Yeah. Do you want to go up to the?
I don't want to start maiming mothers.
Yeah. So
But-
do you want to try and take
She
out
went
the
to
guards
punch me first.
Yeah.
who are fighting Amris, or do you want to help out Elsa?
Sorry, I'm just. Brian's drawing a pig.
Yeah. Why not? It's D&D.
Who
Well,
looks
playing
like they
RPG.
need more help right now?
Well, Amris definitely looks like he needs more help because he's being beaten on by 2 burly guards. But also, you did see him try and stab a woman.
I didn't throw a light at you. I mean,
Yeah, Else,
I
however,
helped
is
you a
like
little.
being attacked by 2, but seems to be trying to scare people. It doesn't look like Else is actually trying to hurt anyone.
I'll have to go. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to go up to one of these Altdorf soldiers and you're going to try and like knock him out with the staff.
Back of it, back of the head.
All right,
What
so
do I
this
need
is
to
a
roll for
weapon
that?
skill.
Okay. So is that? Oh, mine's 42.
So you need to get under 42.
That's a 5.
5. Oh yeah, that's good.
That's great. That's incredible.
Just 5.
So I got -4 for my SL.
You got +4 for yours.
Yeah.
So that's a difference of 8. How much damage does your weapon do?
It does +6.
+6, so you add another 8.
But that's the scythe part. I don't know what.
It's fine. We can still say that
okay.
you're like hitting with the blunt end of the blade or like the flat of the blade or something
Okay,
like
yeah,
that.
14.
So 14 to these guys. And I think even though these are soldiers, they don't really have
I mean, I
much
don't want to kill
difference.
him.
No.
Okay.
So you literally walk up behind one, this kind of like looming necromantic figure, and with the butt of your scythe, you just whack a guard round the head. It hits his kind of flimsy padded helmet.
What the fuck?
I didn't even realise he could do. Oh, he's got the camera up there. That's why. I love it.
Wow.
You conk the guard in the head, and he just falls unconscious into the ground.
Can I audibly say so people can hear? Heads up, and that's when I hit him.
Heads
I have
up.
to say funny things, but that means also I regain +1 spent resolve point. I haven't spent any.
Okay.
So I
Every
don't.
time you make
You're
Every
okay.
time I make some sort of quip,
That's your motive.
Wow.
Oh.
use the humour. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bad situation.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we've not been doing the advantage stuff in this combat because it's kind of just easing you into the mechanics as well.
Sure.
But that's good to know. So Ferdinand knocks out one of the guards, which leaves only one to harass Amris, and now there is clearly a more dangerous threat.
Clearly?
I mean,
just knocked out a guard in one
knocked
hit.
out a guard. You attacked.
I cut a woman's
single
hand
mother
off.
with her kids.
He will
Not
try and.
necessarily single.
Clearly.
Most likely, though.
So Ferdinand, he has like a thick truncheon, and he's going to try and clobber you with it. What would you like to do? Try and parry it with your weapon, or dodge out of the way?
Oh, what's my dodge? 30. Oh god, 31.
So what's higher, your weapon skill or your dodge?
My weapon skill.
So I would try and parry.
Yeah, I'm going to try and parry.
Okay.
Oh my god.
7.
You very easily managed to succeed.
How are you rolling
This guy
so
goes
well?
spinning as you just kind of knock the cudgel to the side as he desperately tries to land a hit but fails. Which leaves only the 2 on Elves now, I believe. So again, guard's going to try and grab you, try and knock you out, or
No.
try and knock the pistol from your hand. Do you want to try and dodge or parry?
I need to dodge. I want to get away from them.
Okay, so make a dodge check.
That is oh.
I rolled a 91. You are absolutely going to
62.
succeed.
Man. Okay.
And then the second one is going to try and do the same. So as you're dodging away from the guard, and the ground's still slippery, and there's a pig running around, and you fired your pistol into one air, and so you've got kind of one hand on that,
Yes.
desperately trying to get out the other way. This other guy comes in and swings for a big haymaker, basically.
Okay, I'm going for a dodge.
Okay.
That is it's an 82.
So I got 9,
Okay.
which is
Oh fuck! There's no point in me rerolling. I'm not gonna hit 9. Less than 9.
no. You just want to take it?
Yeah. I'm gonna
So I
take
think
it.
that resilience and stuff you can ignore effects of hits though.
Oh really? Okay.
It might be resolve or resilience. I'm not sure.
Resolve. You can spend a resilience point. Oh, resilience. You can spend a resilience point to choose a 1d100 result from one of your tests. Even after rolling, this will automatically win an opposed test if you're in one.
So you can automatically win, and then is it resolve where you can ignore a hit?
Resolve. You can spend a resolve point to remove one condition from
Oh, okay.
which character.
Just condition. So do you want to do that? Do you want to spend a resilience point to
Yes.
just win? Okay.
I just want to win.
So you spend that point, so you mark it off. I think you have a limited number.
Was that resilience?
think
There you go. Yeah. So you've got 3
Oh,
left.
okay.
So
How much
you
resilience do you have?
4.
I have 4.
I've
Yeah.
only got 1.
How
Oh, no,
much
Witch
fate
Hunter.
and fortune do you
Yeah.
have?
I've got
the
one.
spirit of
I've got
Sigma.
one of all of these. things.
get
It's probably
loads
because you're
of
an
money.
elf. So elves are really good at everything else, but humans have more resilience and fate.
Weak.
Yes, weak. So yeah, you managed to fend off this guard, and then as the other one is coming towards you, you kind of kick into a big pile of mud, and it splatters all up in his eyes, and he kind of staggers back, wiping it as you kind of step
Okay.
back. And now it's your turn.
Okay. I want to get to Amris! Amris!
Let me jump.
So you kind of like call through, you kind of jump through the
Yeah.
crowd, shoving
How
people out of
could
the way.
I want to try and help him.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's. Do I need to?
How do you want to help him?
I
So
want
there's
to
one guard.
I want to shoot the guard.
Okay.
I want to shoot at the guard, but I don't know if I need to do. I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to try and shoot him now.
Okay, if you shoot, there's no way you can shoot somebody non-lethally. You can knock somebody out with like a melee weapon,
Okay.
but bang! It's definitely gonna like.
I'm doing it. This is very important to me.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. So
okay.
you're just like Amris. You see him on the ground.
Amris!
So you see Amris on the ground, looking up. This guard looming over him. You kind of vault over a little
Yes.
merchant stand. You pull out your second pistol. You level it at the guard, cock it back, and
I say for Sigma and for me.
right. So this is a ballistic skill test. You have a
Okay.
clear open shot. Oh my god! I think this could
I
be
rolled
really
a
bad.
6, and my ballistics is 48.
So this is a SL test. So how many? What's the difference there? So that's 0 and 6, right? What's your
0,
ballistic
6,
skill?
48.
So plus 4.
Okay.
So a plus 4.
Shoots the other arm.
What damage does your pistols do?
My pistols do plus 8.
So
damage.
add another 4 to that for the SL. So that's 12.
Okay.
And then also they have various qualities. here.
Damaging, impale, penetrating.
Read these. They're all down
Pistol.
here.
What the
These
hell?
pistols are fucking horrible.
Damaging. When you damage an opponent, also add the unit's die to the total damage.
So that's this one.
Okay.
That's the 9, by the way. So that's 21 points of damage so
Okay.
far.
So impale. Any of your rolls ending in a 0.
Such as this one.
Okay. You have scored a critical hit.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Hang on, we're not finished. Penetrating. The weapon ignores the first point of armor when causing damage.
Knock people out.
Also, pistol. You can use the ranged weapon as a melee weapon. That's
Yeah.
the
What's a crit
So roll those, and I'll tell you what will describe what happens.
Oh, it's a table. I love tables.
Oh my god.
That is a. Wait, that's a 98.
Are you joking? Are you actually joking to me? Are you actually kidding? Can you roll it again? Because technically you did 2 crits because you reduced him to 0
Okay.
in one hit.
That is a 46.
Okay, all right.
Wait, is that 46 or a 49?
So let's describe this, right? If this was a movie, we would see Else kind of leap over, her long dark hair kind of flowing underneath her hat. She sees Amris on the ground, levels the pistol, for Sigma, for me! And then we get the slow-mo Sherlock Holmes. Like nails in my brain.
Oh my god.
The pistol bullet ball sails through the air as like people barely dodge out, like people are like moving, so it kind of passes over shoulders.
Is it like that music video?
Oh, from Corn.
It goes through a card.
It like goes through like somebody's like holding up like a wooden board, and it kind of and all the wood splinters. The guard turns at this voice calling out as the bullet enters through a cheek and explodes. His nose erupts in
God.
blood and bone as it blows out the other side. Explosive force decorating his cheek. You got on the crit result, you got a thing called Ruined. Gains the unconscious condition that can only be removed with a successful heal tech. You put him in a coma. The affected location is hit because what did you roll? You rolled a 9, didn't you, for the hit location?
Yes.
Yeah, which is head. You literally ruined his head.
Oh my god.
So you just blow, like basically his mouth just erupts in blood and bone and
That's
he
what I
just
wanted.
falls to the ground.
Perfect.
Do you say he's in a coma?
I mean, no, he's
I was going
dead.
to say, 'cause I was like,
He
damn.
would, if this was
No,
one
he
of you guys, you'd be in a coma.
Right.
This guy, dead.
Shit.
I just wanted breakfast.
What was the second crit thing?
The second crit, which I just ignored, was
man.
bruised.
He's fucking dead.
Yeah, bruised. All
He's
agility-based tests suffer -10 penalty for 1d10
bruised his
days.
face.
He's missing a jaw, but he's got like a.
It kills his
bad
family.
shoulder
Yeah.
bruise.
All the
I
kids,
can't believe you rolled
all the
a
kids from
98
before turn around and go, Father, Daddy, why?
So and with that, I think that's the point where there is just a moment's silence where the riot stops for a moment and everybody turns and sees this happen, basically, or like they see the remnants, this kind of bloodied remains. Amris, the body actually falls on you, and this
Falls onto my upright sword.
You're just like,
I didn't kill him!
You kind of have to like the guard's body and pull the sword free.
Can it just be like
That's it, my first
silence,
quote.
and then I go by riding the pig like, whee!
This pig just goes like running by.
In the
I would like
silence,
to audibly
my
sigh.
top quote is, "In the name of Sigma, you are found wanting."
So in
the
your
blood
mind,
falls on the floor.
you obviously that guard was some
He
sort
was
of
bad.
heretic.
He was a heresy. Yeah, he was a
what I
heretic.
said.
He was a bad boy.
We will fix that.
Okay.
He shouldn't have been a guard.
Okay. So I think that with that, there is this moment's silence, and then you begin to hear the heavy sounds of armored boots as a small platoon of soldiers encircles the Marktplatz. Standing at the forefront is a flame-haired woman, red fiery hair, holding aloft a smoking rifle, like a musket rifle.
Oh.
And you can see that there is a line of fusiliers, like other musket rifles, and they are basically aiming them into the riot crowd. She coughs kind of delicately. You are all under arrest! And with that, we are going to cut to black.
Yeah.
So you are basically, you have no chance of fending off this small platoon of the Ubersreich city guard and
Yeah.
Altdorfian army as you are arrested.
Try and make a light.
Okay.
Well, bring back the cut to black. It's just a load of eyes like a cartoon. Oh man, this is actually super fun. Holy crap!
It's a fun little system, right?
Naming mothers.
No, I just mean like the way
right, okay.
the way the combat works, the way it all plays out. I
How
mean,
did that happen?
how did that happen?
We just went for breakfast.
Front row
him.
seats, motherfucker.
Well, I think that drawing the weapons kind of started a downward spiral of
That's on me.
danger.
Shooting someone.
Yeah.
Well, I
They were a
mean,
heretic.
but I would say that for the three of you, and maybe this is something where, as we cut back in, this is something that maybe you guys would be thinking. That sort of action is very out of character for Else. Like she's never shown that kind of ferocity really before. And even before that, she was trying to calm the crowd, and then as soon as Amris was in danger, something seemed to snap. And we cut back in.
Well, should we have a
We can take a break. Do you want to take a
quick
break?
break as well? I just see that flashing up on the screen.
I don't need a break. So you guys can take a break, and I'm going to read some donations.
Let's read some donations
thank
before we
you.
jump back into the
What a hero.
game.
If you guys want a bathroom break, just go and take one. Remember, you are still on mic, though. So
yeah.
Sid,
Probably get my mic off.
Sid can probably
Wow.
silent you. Was that Sid?
I like it.
You need to run ads.
Oh, we need to run out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine. Relax.
We're actually going to have a proper break.
All right, fine. Fine. God, I just want to keep playing. But Sid says we've got to take a break.
We will be back in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you then for some more grimy Warhammer action.
More dead guards.
See you in a bit.
In a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Walking out one morning and the snow was all around. Saw a little doggy in the local village pen. He was all cold and cute and was looking so alone. My rocky heart just melted, so I had to take him home. Brand new friend at Christmas time, but I didn't know. Mandrew was a super dog, it's true. You can tell from his bright green glowing poo. Saves the world one dog treat at a time. Fetches sticks and he fights crime. Saved a man who was falling off a log. Stopped the car crashing into a bog. Picked up all the litter in the park. Rescued some kittens from a shark. Stopped the volcano from erupting. Then fought some robots in Beijing. With a big bank robbery in town. Always puts the toilet seat down. Walk is out with Mandrew and the snow is all around. But then he runs off madly and is nowhere to be found. I'll be waiting for you when you find your way back here. I've got you loads of presents and a massive keg of beer. Brand new friend at Christmas time. Where have you gone? Rescue pirates from their sinking ship. The circus did a cool backflip. Pushed a meteor away from Earth. Got a pregnant lady to give birth. Won a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Then went back to school for his PhD. Got a fire from burning priceless art. Fixed global warming with a massive fart. All alone on Christmas time, but it's okay because Mandarin was a super dog, it's true, but everything's easier with two. Every hero needs a good sidekick, just let me get my pick. For some ninjas, then defuse a bomb. One king and queen at the high school prom. Dive down to fight the giant squid. Caught an ice cream cone dropped by a kid. Gave a seat to a lady on the train. Saw the moon and put it back again. Did some taxes, went to outer space. Beat Trump in the presidential race. Won gold and silver at the Olympics. For drinking beer and fishing sticks. Climbed Everest just for a good time. Drank all the Pope's super special wine. Helped a Santa by pulling his sleigh. Fucked a brute to show him the right way. Walk together, kick some ass. But forever, Merry Christmas.
Remember, Jingle Jam is all about charity, so head to humble.com/yogs. Click Get the Bundle. Type in how much you want to donate. Any donation over $30 will get you everything in the bundle. Then use the sliders to choose how much money goes to each of the chosen charities. Or even choose your own charity. Then bam, 100% of your money just went to charity, and a whole bunch of games just dropped in your lap. Enjoy the streams, and have a Merry Christmas.
I remember when it all went wrong. Guzzling eggnog all night long. We went outside, the snow was thick. Rolled our balls together, made a snowman quick. Erecting a friend, but there's something left. Had to indulge in some carrot theft. To make him whole, we raided the salad bowl. To give him a classic nose. I slipped and fell when I put it on. Stuck the veg where it didn't belong. I went for his face, but hit below the waist. And now he's got a rude vegetable dong. He's got a carrot for a cock. And it gives you quite a shock when you see it in the flesh. So orange and so fresh. Looks like he's just been pulled from the ground. He's got a carrot for a cock. It's the biggest on the block. The neighbors were upset, my dad saw his salty sludge. Next time it snows, you will all know he's coming on you from above. He's just snowing you all of his love. He's got a carrot for a cock. He's a friend you just can't knock. So when he gets chilly, just whip out his willy, scoop up snow and he's ready to go. They've all got carrots for their cocks, a movement you can't stop. To make your best friend, just follow this trend. Give him a vegetable bell and carrot for a cock. Yeah!
Hello and welcome back to YVC or Yogscast Value Convenience. Hi Karen, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Philip. How are you?
I've got some problems, but I don't really want to talk about it on air, thank you very much.
Well, that's all right.
What have you got for me today, Karen?
I've got you this lovely Bodega Tales from the Bodegaverse book.
Oh, what's that all about, Karen?
Well, you see, I thought it was one of those sort of saucy books, you know, like an Anne Rice novel.
Oh, I know exactly the kind of thing that you mean.
Oh, I know. So, it isn't that. It's like a sci-fi. Do you like sci-fi?
Sometimes I like sci-fi.
Oh, good, because this will be the book for you. So, as you can see, it's about this man called Bodega.
Bodega.
Aye, and he's sort of like a cowboy in space. You can see because he's wearing a Stetson, and only cowboys wear Stetsons.
Like a space cowboy.
He's like a space cowboy.
Tell me more.
Well, you see, the stories in this book
Yes.
originally aired on the Triforce podcast, but after this book has never, ever been on the Triforce podcast at all. So it's all brand new. So half of this book is brand new. You'll never have heard the stories anywhere else unless you buy the book.
Now, I wouldn't have heard any of these stories because I don't listen to the Triforce podcast.
Neither do I, but never mind. So
Now, can you tell me more about it, Karen?
Well, okay.
You've
How
definitely
much?
read this, haven't you, Karen?
Oh, I've read it cover to cover.
Tell me more about what's inside the book, Karen.
Oh, there's aliens and like
Is there?
space battles.
Yeah, tell me more about what's inside the book,
Oh, they go to
Karen.
alien planets, you know,
Yeah?
there's aliens with 3 tits. Oh, I could do with that.
Oh!
But how much would you pay for a book like this?
Now, this is top quality. If this was on the street, I would definitely fork out upwards of $9.99 for this book.
Really? Well,
Yes.
you know, it's quite high quality, this book,
Oh,
Philip, so come on.
Maybe
you know.
I'd stretch even to $12.99.
Oh,
So
yes,
come on,
I
tell
mean-
us what is our price
Well,
here
the-
on YVC.
This is $14.99 because, you know, it is a brand new book. It's got new stories in it. So, you know, you put your money where your mouth is and, you know, just, you want to buy one, don't you?
$14.99. That's great value.
Very good value.
Great value. Now, where can people buy this if they want to buy it?
Well, you just need to go on store.yogscast.com and it'll be on there.
It will be on there, won't it?
It will be on there.
And you can buy this as a book. Are there many pictures in this book? Because I only like picture books.
Oh, I know the sort of picture books you like, the saucy book. No.
Yes! He does it every time. Hello, welcome back to Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Starter Set Edition.
Yeah!
Me, Mark Humes.
Yeah!
We got Alex T, Tip Tap Editor, Tip Tap. Got Bryony, Streams.
My name.
Chris Yules, hello, Brunch Club. This
Tom.
guy, Tom. He's here. You join us as we return back. We're going to jump straight back into it. The last time we saw our heroes. Heroes is a strong word. They had arrived in the city of Ubersreich, a great jewel, a sparkling jewel in the Reichland of the Empire. And they had attended, arriving in the marketplace, the Marktplatz, looking for
Marktplatz.
breakfast and maybe a little bit of entertainment, enjoying a show, until it all went wrong.
Nice.
Terrible riot broke out. Riot broke out, fists went flying, swords were drawn, pigs were ridden, and it all ended with a terrible gunshot and a guard being killed.
Probably the most perfect roll as well.
The most amazing ranged attack ever.
Yeah.
So, we come back in as we find all of you in jail.
Okay, cool.
I lost my page. The camera, if we imagine it as a show, the camera kind of like walks through a dingy, you kind of have like a walking shot through a dingy cell, and we see various cells filled with local merchants, a couple of like guards who look like they've been thrown in as well. And then eventually it comes to settle on the last cell in the little dungeon of the castle. And inside we see a number of mime artists, a man who appears to be wearing some sort of mutant costume with a big sewn tentacle for an arm, as well as a halfling girl with a long knitted beard, kind of worn around her face, and our 4 characters.
All of us just in this one place.
You've all been thrown into this. It's a kind of larger than some of the other cells, but you've been thrown in here with. They all look like they're performers from the play or whatever was going on.
Only front row seats.
Yes.
Perform.
The halfling girl with the long beard demands that you call her Jerry. She's not a dwarf. Look at the size of her hands. You're still not sure if she's actually grown a beard or if it's a handmade one that's been like woven from hairs or something like a wig. The mutant, in air quotes, is called Henroth. He's a very well-spoken gentleman, and no, I'm not mutated. I'm simply playing one in the play. You see, but he does anybody. I think to probably Molly and Ferdinand. He does offer you a little tipple from a flask he keeps hidden in the tentacle, which he smuggled through. They didn't bother searching his prop, and so he offers you a little tipple of a fine whiskey. He doesn't offer any to the elf or to the very brooding, scary-looking woman with the black hat.
Ferdinand is not brooding and scary.
He's
I'm just standing there.
With a scythe.
I'm assuming they took that off me.
Yes, your weapons and anything that could be used as a weapon has been taken off of you.
Well, they didn't take my
Did
fists.
the pig also get arrested with us?
The pig was not arrested with you.
Oh, damn.
No, the pig was not arrested with you.
The pig is dead now.
No.
So it was the mimes as
I will
well.
avenge
And the
him.
mimes, obviously the mimes don't speak.
Are they actually in a cell or are they just...
You can see
They're
some
free to go.
of them are like miming, like cutting through the bars and then just keep turning around like they get rope and they begin like trying to climb out. It doesn't seem to have any effect. Henroth is like, oh, don't mind them. They take their art very seriously.
These cells are much shabbier than we get home in Calador.
I'm going to say Canada for a second.
In Canada. They're much nicer in Canada.
I'm going to use one of my classic quotes of
Die.
Ferdinand just suddenly. And I should point out, you guys have been in here for several hours. You were dragged here. In fact, actually, no, you spent the night. So how did that go down? You've actually spent the night here.
Caledorianathis Axynthia. That's one of my quotes.
Nice.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something about Caledor, I'm assuming.
I imagine.
So you spent the night here. How did that go down? So you were dragged in. It would have been early morning when you were first kind of dragged. You were processed. Your gear was taken off you by the soldiers, and then you were thrown in prison. And you've been handled roughly. These are not kind guardsmen. You've probably had several beatings, like being punched in the gut, slapped about the face. Your gear's been taken off you. You've basically been allowed to keep your clothes, and that's about it. And then you've been thrown in this cell. And you spent the night here. You've not been given any food. There's been a bucket of water that you've been expected to share with everyone.
Before I'm thrown into the cell, I'm like pushing against the bars of the door like a cat.
Like, no!
Like offering money, like, a better cell, please, there must be one around here.
Get in there,
2 silver,
Ralph.
3 silver.
Your money's ours now anyway. We're going to keep all of it when you're sent to the executioner's block.
Executioner's block?
Get in! And then they kind of shove you in, finally.
The first thing I do is rush over to Amris and start like touching your face and your arms and be like, Amris,
Touch me!
are you okay? Have they hurt you?
Stop touching me, human!
It's fine. Did they hurt you?
They hit me in the back of the head and stomped on my knees.
Actually,
My knees, my Yeezys.
You say,
your poor knees.
Hello,
Please sit down.
Sit down. I'm laying down.
Please continue to lie down.
Okay, I can sit if you want.
I think,
No. Lie.
Ferdinand and I are quite
I'm
used
going to break this up for a
to.
moment.
We're quite used to spooning. That's
Yeah,
our
that's
sleeping
the thing.
arrangement.
Okay, so
I'm
on the
big
road
spoon.
you have like an arrangement, do you?
Yeah.
So I like
doesn't
sleeping
like to
with
talk
Molly.
about it.
Just sleeping in brackets.
Yeah.
And I find her snuggles comforting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's the big spoon.
Okay.
She's half my size.
So like on the ground, so you've kind of got like a corner, and you've
Yeah.
got big Ferdinand, his big bald head in his robes, and then Molly's
She just
kind of like
rubs my
clinging
head.
to his back,
big
like
fucking weird
are you
bald
like
head.
the upper back or like lower back? Like
Just like round
Around the
the head. Yeah.
okay,
just-
around the head.
feet on the hips, like
Okay.
stirrups.
Okay.
Just rubbing the head, I get like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because that's the noise it makes.
And that's just how you kind of pass out. You guys kind of
Yeah.
get comfy.
How dark is it?
It's pretty dark. There's a tiny,
Wow.
tiny grill window at the top.
Well,
No lights.
who wants 43 minutes of light?
Well, I imagine actually probably your hands have been bound behind your back because you are a mage and you were casting spells, and you've been gagged, I think, as well. You have like a leather.
Oh, now you
like
can't
a leather
talk.
gag.
Oh no! Whatever will I do?
Yeah, I think that they would have taken precautions
Okay.
by being a spellcaster. So you have a leather kind of like gag. It's not like tied, so it's not like something that the other guys could tie out. It's like a strapped gag.
Right, okay.
With a padlock, and then you have your hands tied behind your back.
Okay.
So you can still sleep, and Molly can still kind of like cuddle up next to you, but it's uncomfortable because your hands are kind of like locked behind your back, and you've kind of got you're constantly having to like, this like drool kind of goes down your chin from the gag.
Okay, no lights. Sorry.
Okay.
Anything else, or do you guys just want to try and like recover and get a little bit of sleep if you can?
I mean, I'm laying there waiting for him to do what he's meant to be doing, or
I'm,
she's meant to be doing.
I'm just so I'm laying in the corner, but through the moonlight, just pushing through like the tiny grill, is just coming down to my eyes, and and my eyes are just
staring
at you.
So we see the camera kind of like close in, and as it's like quite dark, it's like Aragorn when he sucks on the pipe. We just see this kind of like briefest moment of like light fall across your face, and you're just staring at Ambrose.
Yes. Yeah.
I like try and look away. I guess
Sigma protecting.
lock eyes with Molly.
No, she's behind me.
Yeah, but peeking over your bald head as the moonlight glints off it,
Reflects
I'm
off.
just like,
You're also looking at me. Okay.
And I'm just doing this.
You're bound. I'll look at the mimes. What are they doing?
Looking at you.
Thank you, mimes.
Just turn away.
I'll shut my eyes.
A very unrestful sleep takes place overnight.
Awkward, yeah.
When you awake in the morning, is there anything any of you want to do?
I'm just shaking the bars and going, what time's breakfast?
There's no reply.
Breakfast!
If you keep hollering, eventually a guard who you think must be sat like further down the corridor kind of gets up and like bangs on the bars. He's like, "Shut up! You'll get breakfast when we send it. Shut up! You're prisoners. It's not some tavern. Get out of here!" He like pushes you off the bars, like, "Get down!" like a cat. He's like, "Get down! Don't make me get the water."
Just begin snuffling around people's feet for like little traces of pie that might still be left on them.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that like Henroth has probably got like bits of pie in his costume, so like there's like little kind of like chunks of like fruit pie and stuff like that you can pick out. I mean, yeah, it tastes very bad. It's been like in somebody's costume. It's kind of got like
For a day.
Smells like his sweat.
Well,
There's also the
I
faint
have-
taste of mud.
Acute sense.
Oh.
So you can taste things imperceptible to others. So I'm
Yeah.
just there like, regret.
Well, yeah, immensely taste of regret. You probably can like smell like the horses that he's been around with the carnivals and things like that as well. Like this kind of like sweaty musk, the taste of mud, heavy leather boots that have stomped all around on the pie. Like, it's not great.
and you can taste it.
Any other morning rituals?
My morning ritual is I'm in the furthest corner of the cell, and I've removed my belt,
Okay.
and I'm trying to stay as far away from people as possible, but it's
Yeah.
not possible because of the side of the cell.
Yeah.
But all you can hear is just the constant, like the bang, slap, bang, slap. I'm just flogging myself on the back,
Bloody hell.
slap, and whilst
We need to get this guy
reciting
on high rollers. I love this guy.
whilst reciting a prayer.
Okay, so
saying,
Sigma.
Sigma.
Sig.
I'm sorry.
Mund.
Protect me.
Sigmund.
At least he's not
But then
flogging
occasionally,
Molly, am I
from
right?
the other side, just like turning over and just like glancing.
You
glancing
can
at Amherst.
glance at
Yeah,
Amherst, like
glancing
in
at
between
Amherst.
the
Yeah.
flagellation.
Yeah.
Oh, And you'd have to take your shirt off, right, as well. So you're kind of like covering like your shirt, and you can see there are months, perhaps like years of scars of this self-flagellation on Elsa's back.
It's a lot of that.
Like, and the belt, you're having to make do, but it's enough. Like, you feel like, okay, you've taken your daily penance for your unpure
Well, because
thoughts.
it's the belt, I've had to do extra work.
Extra one.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like keeping as far the fuck away from you as possible. Like the mimes and that. The halfling girl probably comes up to Molly and she's like, "Hey, is she alright?" It's pretty fucking mental if you ask me. Hey?
I just start eating pie out of her beard, like, yeah, it's a bit weird.
Hey, get off, that's my pie. And she's like, because she's obviously eating it as well. So like the two of you are like,
I'm just going to be bound and gagged. I don't know what I can do.
you're just sitting there suffering. Throughout the day, across the hours, various other members, so some of the mimes, eventually Henroth and Jerry, the halfling girl, are taken away, and you just don't hear from them.
Can I like try and, as they're being pulled away, I'm like walking behind them, like, well,
The guards just shove you back. Not you, elf. Oh, the Magister will call for... you'll go see the Magister when he's good and ready.
one of them.
They kind of shove you back in, and yeah, basically you're left. And it isn't until maybe late evening, like, that eventually the guards come and they're like, right, the four of you, come with us.
Where are we going?
Is it time for breakfast?
On whose authority?
Anyway, that's all I can do.
You're going to your hearing. Judge Millerata will be dispensing your...
Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
You. Two of you watch him. Watch this one as well, the murderer.
Yes.
And you are basically pulled out of the grimy, dingy cell that you've been kept in, and you realise that you've been kept in the dungeons, which are in a separate part of the city, near the docks. As you're led up and out onto the streets, there's around 6 to 8 guards. 2 of them appear to be solely focused on Ferdinand. The rest of them are focused on the group of you. And you are led through the city streets towards the main precinct, the main kind of like keep of the town where the nobility lives, basically. Towards Ubrick's town hall is where you're being led specifically. There is a low-lying fog that drifts over the streets and fills the air, obviously being close to a large river, and in certain times of the year, a kind of fog drifts over the town, and it fills the city streets, that kind of icy, clinging feeling of the fog drifting around your ankles.
The morning twoffle.
Indeed.
Try not to fall in.
As you arrive, there is also a priest of Sigmar. A bald-headed man with an iron circlet, chainmail and robes, carrying a large warhammer, and he is directly behind Ferdinand. Witch!
We stick together, we've got no hair.
I like pointing at his
Do
symbol.
not think that my lack of hair will give me any sympathy to you, heretic.
They have to stick together.
You are led through, eventually reaching the east side of the market towards Ubrick's town hall. There is a jeering crowd that is waiting for you. The crowd is yelling all sorts of encouragement and accusations. Those are the ones that killed my cow! Bloody scum, give them what for? Murderers! Serves you right, you bloody Aldorfians! There's all kind of cries and shouts being called out. 3 to 1 says the bloody witch hunter is let off. You know, boo! And like, there's all these kind of like calls and cries being sent out. One of them, a young man with like very little hair, just kind of thinning around like a bald kind of monk's cut in ragged robes, points at Ferdinand and is like, he turned me into a snake, he did! He turned me into a snake!
Did you do that?
I can just about make lights.
And you are led into the once pristine nobles' court, from which House Jungfrun's representatives used to make their rulings. However, now in place there are outdoor liveried soldiers and an elaborately robed judge draped in black and red, wearing a long white wig, and he sat upon a high dais peering down. He leans forward to the party. and an announcer, a kind of assistant announces, "The Honourable Judge Milrete will now dispense his judgment upon the accused." The judge, who's an elderly fellow, he's got like a hooked, pointed nose and chin. There is the faint tuft of white hair of a goatee, thick, kind of wiry eyebrows, kind of looks down. He's the accused. And the assistant is like, "Indeed, Your Honour, standing before you, you have Elsa Sigloben, Morella Brandesnap, Ferdinand Gruber, and one Amris Emberfell of the Elven Realm." Yes. Very well. Let us begin. This should be fairly short.
Am I still gagged?
Yes, you are,
Okay.
yeah.
Where's the woman? The woman that punched me, tried to punch me, went to punch. She tried.
Silence!
A punch was thrown.
You stand accused of destruction of private property, disruption of commerce, inciting a riot, contributing to general lawlessness, and murder.
Okay, well
How do you plead? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Not a single word. And a woman comes rushing through the doors. The woman is dressed in a similar black robe with a white wig. She kind of flashes a smile at you. She's quite attractive. You can see that she's maybe in the mid to late 20s. Very healthy, well kept. Not another word. My pardon, Your Honour. I'm so sorry.
Stop speaking, Ferdinand.
I need a brief recess to consult with my clients before they say anything they regret. Apologies for my delay. I was waylaid on the way here. The judge kind of looks down and is like, "These ones, Osana, really? Very well. We shall have a short recess. I cannot spare all day. Hurry it up. Hensel, fetch me a pie, preferably one that wasn't involved in the market roll." And his assistant is like, "Yes, Your Honour. A meat pie? Indeed, a meat pie." And you are led into a small antechamber off to the side of the courtroom. It has some plush chairs, a small mahogany desk, and wood-panelled walls, but otherwise it is somewhat featureless. The guards will remove your gag, Ferdinand, but not unmanacle your hands. The woman is also
making that
the
light?
woman kind of gestures them.
Does the guard leave? Is
dangerous.
it just us and all?
So they stand guard outside the doors, but the door is shut. The lawyer woman is actually like, "By right of the imperial justice system, I have the right to discretionary and discreet discussions with my clients. You may remain outside, but you will not step foot in here until you believe there is significant danger." And the guard's like, "Okay." She just shuts the door on them, like.
We did it all. Disruption of commerce. He murdered a person. She murdered a person. I think I slashed a woman's arm.
Hey, love, what time's breakfast?
You'll be, hopefully, if all things go well, you can be eating an evening meal once I secure you some sort of release or parole or something. It's going to be quite difficult, as quite clearly you did kill someone, Fraulein Sigloben. I also have Mr. Emberfell. Many witnesses claim to seeing an attempt of murder of a local wife, a local woman.
They saw her punch me too, then, yes?
They did, yes, and she has been arrested under
Guilty!
general...
It's not murder.
Assault.
Sigma demands it.
Sigmund.
That may be our only defence for you, Fraulein Sigloben, that you, as in your profession, believed the victim to be some sort of criminal or heretic, yes?
It was true.
Indeed. My name is, sorry, my apologies, I should introduce myself. My name is Barrister Osana Winidus, but just call me Osana. Osana is fine, or Barrister if you prefer.
Or Winidus. Or Osana Winidus.
I don't know what you people did, but you have angered the wrong people in the city. They're trying to put everything on you. This whole riot they're putting at your feet. The murder certainly didn't help, nor did the attempted murder.
I kicked a child in the face too.
Listen, all I fucking did was up a night spell, and I hit a geezer with my scythe. Now, I didn't go around shooting people's jaws off.
You did not. Unfortunately,
I don't speak often.
Unfortunately, Master Gruber, whatever has happened, you are being charged together. You are being lumped in together. Your association. I don't know if you have any enemies that you've made in the past, but somebody is pulling the strings to try and get you executed.
Together, and that's why you should have bought breakfast for us all.
I will leave you to discuss that matter.
What, breakfast? Oh, the other matter. The killing one.
Do you have any questions?
Yes. How are you getting us out of this?
I have an idea.
How much will it cost?
It's been paid for.
Perfect.
By whom?
Interestingly enough, an anonymous source. I received an anonymous letter urgently arrived this morning claiming that my services were needed to defend 4 travellers, individuals who had arrived at Uber's right this morning, who were being charged for the responsibility for the riot, as well as murder and an attempted murder. Somebody has paid for you. But if it is indeed the great and noble Sigmar, I certainly hope that he will be with us today in terms of your actual trial. I do have something of a reputation for taking on lost causes, but I do think that there is something...
Taking on what? Lost causes?
Lost causes. I mean, this is a pretty desperate hour. However, while somebody is pulling the strings to get you in trouble, I also feel that, well, whoever this anonymous person is might have some strings with the judges as well. There is one thing I think we can do. Certainly, if you try and plead not guilty, they'll run you through. They'll tear it apart. There were too many witnesses. There were too many people to claim otherwise. You'll just simply be sentenced to the executioner's block. So whatever you do, do not plead not guilty. Equally, do not plead guilty either. I think our best chances here are a plea of no contest.
We just mumble when they ask.
Or let me do the talking, Mr. I think that if we claim no contest, this means that you are neither admitting guilt nor innocence, rather that you were acting in self-defense. Yes?
Oh, yes, yes.
Self-defense. You witnessed your companion about to be struck down by a corrupted watchman or soldier and took action. You were acting in self-defense, seeing the woman had a hidden blade, correct, Mr. Emberfell?
No, she just tried to...
Mr. Emberfell, she had a hidden weapon, correct?
She might have done, I didn't see it.
The answer is yes.
Yes,
she had a hidden weapon.
No, yes, she did. And, it's huge.
I don't believe you will necessarily get off scot-free, but I can certainly put a stay of execution. If you are willing to do a little something for the city.
Okay.
The City Watch has been limited in its personnel of late. The soldiers who have arrived are not up to scratch. Often they are lazy and full of deadbeats or criminals themselves. The city and its new occupants are interested in having people of skill take on responsibilities around the city, specifically within the Watch. I imagine that if we argue no contest, that you're acting in self-defense and plea for community service, that may be possible, though it could likely be a very lengthy sentence due to Miss Fraulein Sigloben's actions. I'm willing to do the speaking for you if you wish, or if you want to represent yourselves, you may do so. I am simply here to offer my services. What do you think to this? What do you say?
So basically,
yes, Master Gruber.
We're fucked. Or we've got to do work for free because this mug shot the chops off some geezer.
I don't believe it would be for free, Master Gruber. You would be formally drafted into the City Watch, which would include a pay. You would be paid for your time. You would simply be in service for a minimum amount of time. I would expect somewhere around 3 to 5 years.
It's better than a fucking slammer, isn't it?
I mean, to quite honestly, for Ambris, 3 to 5 years is nothing for a high elf.
Oh, is it?
You live fucking...
Wait, how am I? Oh, I'm 98.
Yeah. You don't need to worry.
Ugh. It
would be a minor inconvenience.
Okay.
But for the rest of you, obviously, 3 to 5 years is a lot. However, the other option is execution, death.
How many years would that take?
All of them, my dear.
What if
My sweet girl.
Insanity.
That is...
I can back that up.
Fraulein Sigloben, somebody with your pedigree and your lineage, I mean, you would be treated as a heretic. You would be branded, perhaps stripped of your rank and titles, of your gifts from the Inquisition.
No.
No, I imagine that you would not want such a thing. I believe no contest and perhaps some from your perspectives, like I said, you were acting in self-defense. Hidden weapons. You believed that the soldier intended to kill your companion, so you acted in self-defense.
He had a hidden weapon too, and a visible one too.
I had both.
Miss Brandy Snap, is it? What do you think to all of this?
I think we should let this here lady do all the fancy talking and we just wait until we can go and have breakfast.
Yes. Yes.
You're all happy for me to represent you then?
Yes.
If it is in the name of Sigma.
Sigmund. Sir Sigmund.
Sigmund.
Sigma.
Sigmund.
The siggiest.
All right. Right, well, I will do the speaking. The judge may ask you some questions. Like I said, try and keep what I've told you in mind.
I will not lie.
But if you believe you were acting in self-defense, I would mention that. Like I said, do not plead not guilty. Do not take any responsibility for the crimes. Try and state it in a sense that...
I shot his face off.
Because you feared for your companion's life.
True.
Here,
Truth.
Miss Osana, I do have one question.
Yes, my dear.
Is it illegal to ride a pig?
It is not.
Excellent.
This guy apparently turned someone into a snake.
The judge will not take certain idiosyncrasies of the local populace to heart.
I think he said he's an idiot. It's
I mean,
all right.
all I fucking did was throw a light at some mug.
You did strike a member of the outlaw military.
I did do that too.
Master Gruber.
But with the blunt end?
Yes, it's still assault of a military and law enforcement opportune.
I could say I used the blunt end of my sword, but her wrists were very, very fragile. It's provable.
I'm sold.
You do the talking.
Sigma, please guide my hands. Please guide my words.
Where's the gym?
They take you. She leads you back into the judge's into the courtroom, where you can see the judge finishing off a slice of a hearty meat pie. He wipes his mouth with a napkin. Are you ready to continue the trial, Barrister Osana? Yes, Your Honour, we are quite ready. We plead no contest. Do you now, Mistress Osana? Your clients plead no contest. I see. Yes, the party only acted in self-defense and unquestionably did not kill Falston the Fiery, to whom I know that they are also accused of murder. But in the rest of their actions, they acted only in self-defense or in the interests of doing what help they could to dispel the riot as best as possible. How interesting, very interesting. Well, I have some questions for your clients then, Miss Osana. Let me see here. Miss Brandysnap, is it?
Yes, Your Honour.
How did someone as innocuous as you get involved in this awful situation, my dear? It seems hardly likely to be involved of your own desire. I also have reports here that you attempted to steal a local pig by riding it out of the city.
Well, see, Your Honour, I just wanted to go and see the puppets whilst my friend got me breakfast, but he didn't even go and get any breakfast, and before I knew it, I was caught up in quite the ruckus.
Objection!
Shh.
You are objecting to your own group's defence.
Oh, sustained then. Hold it! I was just trying to get front row seats.
I will come to you in a moment, Master Emberfell.
She had the menu.
So you are claiming that you were simply unawares and became embroiled in this riot as a result of your companions, Miss Brandysnap. I see. Master Ferdinand, are you aware of the penalties for misuse of magic, wizard?
It wasn't really a misuse.
It's quite difficult to cast a spell without a tongue, I'm told. What do you say to that, What will you tell your master of these events? In the Amethyst Tower?
To be honest, mate, he can go fuck himself.
I see.
Ferdy.
I'm on my own now.
Oh, I see. A dereliction of authority. Interesting.
But also, they attacked me first.
I have reports that you attempted to turn a man into a snake.
Bollocks.
Quite.
Wait, you turned his bollocks into a snake.
Mr. Amberfell, Master Amberfell of Calador.
Avathyr Calador, Canada.
I'm not very familiar with your culture, Master Amberfell. Do your kind always start riots when a play goes awry?
No. We have the fanciest, grandest plays in all the lands.
Of course you do. Of course you do. And when a woman punches you in the face, you cut off hands. Is that common in your culture?
All right, firstly, a nimble dodge of a punch, but she brandished a weapon.
You claim that she had a weapon?
Yes, from behind her cloak.
I saw it.
She drew her dagger upon me.
Fraulein Sigloben, a moment of silence. You're claiming she had a... This was not reported by the witnesses, Master Amberfell.
She swished it back and forth. I had to stop her.
Interesting.
She said, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'm going to cut you.
I heard it.
Interesting.
You're dead, elf. She
Fraulein Sigloben, you keep very strange company, mistress. I know somewhat of your family. What would your mother think of these actions? Murder of an Altdorf, an Empire man.
I will be judged only by my mother and Sigmar.
Perhaps Sigmar is the one to dispense justice to you, witch hunter, or perhaps I should have you downgraded to nothing but a mere flagellant. Interesting. I would like you all to make charm rolls.
Okay.
Animal or normal?
Just normal.
Any bonuses at all?
Look at that.
Who's that, the pig?
You will be judged only by Sigmar.
I will be judged only by Sigmar.
I love that voice.
Oh.
Right, so we definitely have a success from Fraulein Sigloben.
I got 11, so I've
A
passed.
success from Amaris.
No.
No.
A failure and a failure. Funnily enough, the two actually innocent people.
Seem very guilty.
Well, so he kind of looks at you and is like, well, quite a cadre of troublemakers, I think. Some of these claims against you, well, it seems fairly unlikely that those gathered here managed to assault the entire Marktplatz on their own. However, we do commend you for not wasting this court's time on protestations of innocence. Thus, I have decided to be merciful. After careful review of the evidence and circumstances surrounding this case, it is my view that those who had a hand in disrupting the peace of our fair town, as well as perhaps a statement of excessive use of force, shall have a fair hand in restoring peace to our fair town. I sentence you all to supervise duty of the city watch in order that you may work off your debt to Ubersreich. This duty will commence tomorrow for a period not to exceed 3 years. Failure to carry out your duties shall be looked upon as treason to the Empire and is punishable by death. In Verena's name I so rule, your case is concluded. Hensel, bring me a glass of the Bordeaux! And with that, the judge departs from the courtroom.
Okay. What? Bordeaux?
Oh, thank goodness. Sonic like breathes a sigh of relief. Well, that actually went quite swimmingly, I think.
Was he getting the glass of Bordeaux for me?
No, for himself. Mr. Master Info. Right. However, the good news is, you're basically free to go as long as you turn up tomorrow and now work for the watch for the next 3 years. Which is much better than death at the end of a hangman's noose, I think.
Unless in the line of duty we die.
That is possible, yes. I suggest you don't.
Oh. I suggest we live, everyone.
I'm delighted with the outcome, personally. This is a great tick on my records.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, yes.
May you go up in the world.
I'm sure I will after this case. Yes. Like I said, your duty does begin tomorrow. You will need to report to, and she kind of gives you a sealed letter that she's been given by an assistant. This is where you need to report to, I believe, Watch Captain Andrea Pfeffer. Andrea Pfeffer will be your...
Spell it out for me.
P-F-E-F-F-E-R. Pfeffer. It does seem to be a Pfeffer, doesn't it?
Andrea Pfeffer.
Captain Pfeffer, I believe.
Captain Pfeffer.
Yes,
okay.
Watch Captain Pfeffer. Yeah, she'll need to report to her. I believe the watch barracks are located in the precinct district. You could head there right now, which will make things a lot easier, but as long as you report before tomorrow morning, you will be fine.
Okay.
Obviously, if you do not turn up, you will be hunted down as guilty of treason, and executed on the spot.
Right.
So I do suggest you do so.
I think we should turn up.
I would like breakfast.
Breakfast.
Wait, what time is it?
It's probably about 8 o'clock at night.
I could
I
murder
would
a
like
ruby.
dinner.
Did you say I could murder a ruby? What's a ruby?
Ruby Murray, curry.
Oh, Ruby Murray Carey. Sorry, that was a bit of slang I didn't know.
I like that the slang carries through to this world.
It goes from Peckham to
Uber's right.
strike.
Uber's right. Basically, honestly, any kind of like bullshit English shit you can make
Yeah.
it work for the Empire, so it's fine. Yeah, you can absolutely a ruby be slang.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, what do you guys want to do? You are basically now, as long as you turn up and you join the watch, you are free to go.
do we actually have like residents?
No, you've just arrived in the city, so you would have been looking to stay at an inn. Of which I can direct you to many. There are many here in Ubersreich if you wish to get an inn with some rooms and some food.
Are there any near the precinct
Near the precinct.
where we're trying to get to?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
let's have a look and see if I can find one.
I assume we're not too far from the precinct at the moment.
So a very cheap one near the precinct.
Well, no, Alex. Not Alex. He's back.
So, in the precinct, there is a tavern called the Mess and Bucket. However, it caters almost exclusively to soldiers of Ubersreich. But you could make a claim that you will be joining the watch and therefore may be allowed to rent a room there. Do you want to try there? The other one is if you head back to the Marktplatz, just because I like the name of it, there is an inn called the Exploding Pig, which sounds particularly fun. There is one...
The vegan restaurant.
There is the Red Moon Inn, which is in the docks.
I mean, if we're going to be around the precinct, we may as well try. I mean, we are technically joining the watch, right? So
You are? Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I
I
think
say
that's
we give it a
good.
go.
I vote that one.
Yeah.
So
It'd
to the
also
Mess and
probably
Bucket.
be cheaper.
What's that?
I
Sort of?
do prefer it when it's cheaper.
The Mess and Bucket, the
Yeah.
symbol, the sign outside the Mess and Bucket does literally appear to be a mop with two swords flanking it.
Okay.
It is. So when you arrive, you make your way through the precinct district or the precinct, and there's a couple of impressive buildings here. It's kind of a quite an elaborate part of Ubersreich. The immense fortress of Magnus's Tower rises up, and it's an imposing building, a tall spire surrounded by sturdy walls and a fortress at the heart of the precinct. The tallest structure in all of Ubersreich has a commanding view of the surrounding countryside. It appears to be a wizard's tower as well as a watchtower. There is also a chapel of Ulrich, the god of winter and war. He's not very common in the Reichland. Obviously, they favour Sigmar here, but he is a recognised god, and they have a small chapel here. There is also, of course, the North Temple of Sigmar. It is very functional, but it is not particularly... what's the word? Gilded. Like, there's not much decoration to it. It's a very plain stone building.
Boring, if you ask me.
The High Temple is the higher ranked building temple of Sigmar here. And there is an outfitter for the military here as well as the barracks and the watch barracks. But the Mess and Bucket is a fairly large common room. It's technically open to the public, although civilian patrons will draw disapproving scowls and jeers from the amassed soldiers and watch folk who basically frequent it. The furniture is cheap. It seems to all be broken very regularly in bar fights. It's been patched together in a rudimentary manner. There is a private club upstairs for officers bearing letters of commission. And then there is a floor with basic rooms and board as well. The head bouncer is a man called Otto Cabbage Klemp. But you can't call him Cabbage unless you're friends. He's a retired sergeant, but now he's a bouncer. And then Dietmar Vartage is the maitre d', a kind of slick, oily human man who greets you at the door. He looks upon you. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. This particular inn is more catered to the military and watch of the city. You may be best finding accommodations elsewhere.
Well, it turns out you are in luck, sir, because tomorrow we are joining the force.
Oh, is that so?
Yep, we're signing up.
I see. And who exactly are you meant to be reporting to?
Pfeffer. Captain Andrea Pfeffer.
Oh shit! You really are joining the watch, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh.
What, you thought we'd come here to lie?
Yes, quite honestly, quite a few people do. I don't know why. The place is a bit of a shithole. Well, come in.
I mean, we could go elsewhere. We wouldn't want to stay in a shithole.
I mean, it's up to you. Honestly, you could go elsewhere if you wanted.
Who do we speak
save
to about
the
the
time.
rooms? Who do we speak to about the rooms?
You can speak to me. I can arrange it. The actual tavern keeper isn't here presently, but I can arrange things for you if you wish.
Please let me discuss with you. One moment. I turn to these guys and then I
Swing me this back, please.
try and beckon you away.
Okay. Yeah. He'll look around and be like, of course. Would your friends care for a seat and a drink before we discuss rooms?
Please.
Try to get the nicest rooms.
I will.
My sack is available to you.
You heard it here first.
We will only be needing 3 rooms, I'd say.
3 rooms, yes. 3 rooms can be achieved. He leads you over to, and you can see the Watcher all kind of looking in his way and kind of staring. And there's men and women, a couple of dwarves here, and they're all kind of like glaring at you. And then, what was his name? Dietmar kind of looks at them. And he waves, and he's like, "It's fine. They're joining tomorrow. And they kind of like nod. And a couple of them are like, "Hey, newbies, recruits, well done."
Way.
Oh god, is that an elf? What, an elf joining? That's weird. And there's kind of a couple of like mutterings. But he leads you over to a small enclosed alcove underneath the main stairway that leads up. And it's not the best spot because every time somebody goes up the stairs, there's a loud creak and a bit of dust kind of falls down on a certain spot. But it seems to be being left alone by the rest of the clientele. He leads you over to it, and he sits you down. He's like, well, first things first, drinks and food, a meal perhaps, or would you care for just a round of ale?
Oh, food, please. Food would be mighty good.
Anything in particular, just a standard meal?
Scorpion pie.
Spiced scorpion tail.
I'll see what I can do. But very well, a round of food. Drinks, anyone? Wine, beer?
I'll get a pint, please.
Water.
Very well, if you wish some water, fine, yes. What about you, sir?
Bordeaux.
I do have a lovely red I can provide you, yes.
Ooh,
yes.
the reddest red, please.
Very well. An ale for yourself, young lady?
Oh, just a bit of natural pop, sir.
Bit of natural pop.
Oh, it's what us halflings like.
Natural
Something elderflower with a bit of fizz.
I'll get you a beer. And he kind of like leans off. He goes like, well, before we discuss room prices, food for all 4, I'm assuming?
Make it for 5.
5? All right. So that would be, well, 1 shilling a piece, so 5 shillings.
I just look at you.
What's that?
5 shillings.
Silver shilling?
2 pints, that's 3 brass pennies each, so 6 brass pennies. And then the bottle of wine is 10 brass pennies.
Well, you got us into this fucking mess.
So 6 shillings and 4 pennies, if you would.
6 shillings, 4 pennies. I didn't get anyone into any mess, thank you. You did.
Oh, but what a lovely gentleman to
how.
be paying for his friends.
Not all of them. You pay for the drinks. I'll pay for my Bordeaux, obviously.
All right, fine. So that would be 10. So 5 shillings, 10 pennies from you, sir, and then 3 pennies apiece. Mark it off your sheets if you want. For you, my dear, water obviously is no charge.
So, hang on, how much brass per silver, sorry?
12 brass per silver shilling.
Okay, cool, yeah, all right.
Right. With that paid, he gestures over to you. Come with me while I put the order in with the kitchen and the serving staff. The rest of you may wait, and your drinks will be brought to you.
Drinks?
And food.
I mean, am I getting multiple boudoirs?
No, for them. They order drinks as well.
Oh no, I didn't know how to...
Come with me.
That's how this worked.
And he leads Fraulein Siglobin over. And yeah, he leads you over to the bar. He leans through to a kitchen. There is a young kind of waitress girl, probably around sort of like 17. She's got a couple of like scars around her neck, but she's kind of quiet. And he's like, "You, girl, a bottle of the red over to the table with the visitors and two ales and a water, please." And he pokes his head into the kitchen. 5 meals to table 4. And then he comes out. Yes, Fraulein. So for the inn rooms, we would be looking at, we normally charge around 3 silver shillings a piece. But if you are joining the watch, there is a discounted price we discounted up to 2 shillings per room.
Well, we have a special arrangement. I would like 2 rooms.
Oh, I see. Yes. very
One
well.
of them, a double bed.
Yes, of course.
The other one, whatever.
Oh, yes, very well. Certainly.
How much would that cost me?
It'd still be 2 shillings, I'm afraid, Fraulein. Per room, so 4 total.
Can I pay you soon? Presently.
Ooh, I think that's going to have to be a haggling.
Oh, that counts as a roll.
Roll it together.
That is a
63.
63 versus 31.
I'm afraid not. We do not extend credit for rooms, my dear.
Please hold.
Of course, of course. You must obviously go and speak with your
Little
merchant.
music plays in the background.
So I walk up to your you guys' table and sit down and be like, terrible problem. There are only 2 rooms. They're both double beds. I'm afraid.
That's fine. You'll have to stay. You can all have the one room, one to myself.
No.
I mean, I'm paying.
No.
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 But
No.
what if?
Let's talk about this. Let's pay for now.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later. Let's just
Okay.
pay.
Okay. You're not going to flagellate in the room, are you?
Let's just. Well, depends what we get up to.
Sleeping,
Let's just
hopefully.
let's just pay.
Primarily sleeping.
Let's just pay the money. Let's pay
How
the money
much?
now.
How much?
We'll discuss this later.
It was 2 shillings per room. so
2 shillings, 4 shillings, please. I can contribute 24 brass pennies.
That's 2 shillings.
Wow.
That is
it.
for 1 room?
I will pay for our entire room.
My room that you are in.
Certainly.
Okay. I guess I can. Can you
2
not?
shillings, please.
I've only got 1 silver.
I'll pay for ours, only if you rub my head later. Cheers.
So you're going to pay for 1 room and then you
I
pay for
somehow convinced them to pay for themselves.
Especially Alex, who has has spent all of his money on this room that you're going to sleep in and you're loaded. But it does fit his character.
I'm a merchant.
Well, Molly only has 12 brass, so
Yeah, that's right. Molly can get the drinks in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from tomorrow onwards, you're going to have a room in the barracks for the watch, and you'll have a pay.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get
Wait,
paid.
how long is this for? How long are the rooms for?
1 night.
Oh, fucking hell.
But this will probably be the best room you'll have for the next 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you start buying more hotel the in rooms.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Birdie.
So you go back and you
I
drop off the
scurry
money.
back over quite happily.
He's like,
yeah.
yes, of course, yes, no problem. I will have. I will go and I will attend to them myself. Make sure they are ready for you to rent in. I'm assuming tomorrow you have no need for the rooms. You mentioned you'll be joining. You'll have barracks. I'm assuming.
Yes, certainly.
No, very
One initial extra request. Could you, on the bed, place a single rose?
Yes. He's like, oh. I think he kind of looks at you, and there is a kind of strange look, and then he looks at the table, and you see him like the halfling, no, the mage, no, and then he looks at the elf, and he's like, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Very well.
Dust off
It
the
might.
shoulder.
I think a rose might be difficult, but I will find a nice arrangement.
Were you talking about rosé?
Yes.
The young girl kind of comes over. A quite dusty bottle of wine is placed on the table with a nice clean glass. 2 frothing kind of like pints of a nice light beer.
It comes in pints.
Okay, bam.
There it is.
She kind of looks at you strange. She doesn't speak, but she kind of like just nods and then gestures as drinks are poured.
cheers.
Do we need to roll the consumer alcohol check?
I would like. So here's my
I've
next
got
question.
water.
How much are you all drinking tonight? Do you want to just settle on 1? Do you want to have a raucous night?
I've bought an entire bottle of Bordeaux.
I think you're going to be drinking. You're going to be rolling for sure. What about anybody else?
I think I'm probably a bit nervous actually. So I'm. But may I partake?
In what? Some of the beer?
The Bordeaux.
Amorous is such a dickhead. It's great.
My Bordeaux. My Bordeaux.
Just a splash.
A tipple, at best.
Don't worry, Else, you
Open
can share
mouth.
with me.
Okay, so Molly just like, you can share with, and then you can see that you're just not being listened to. Like, she's just looking at Elsa's just looking at Amris, completely oblivious. Okay, what about Ferdinand and Molly? Are you guys going to actually like hit it hard, or are you going to take it quite easy?
Well, you've got 12 brass.
My plan is to hit it hard, but I can't really handle it.
Okay, so you're going to want like maybe spend a little bit more. Let's find out how drunk you guys might get.
Okay, I'll have a
So,
couple.
everybody roll a consume alcohol check, which is a skill in the game.
Oh, mine. I need to get
Oh my god,
38.
Alex!
2.
For the most
Wait, what's
pointless
the
shit, you roll so fucking well.
I am able to tolerate alcohol.
I am also able to tolerate alcohol.
I'm fucked.
Okay, maybe 2. Right, okay. So here's how it goes down. The bottle of wine you bought lasts you and Else all night. Else doesn't have a lot of it, maybe like half a glass. But you just pummel it. This, compared to elven wine, this is piss. This is like...
Any bits I spill, I let Else lick off the table.
Puts a mouth to it.
I like flick bits from my glass into her mouth.
God, it's just horrible. Oh. So the two of you are fine. You managed to drink, you're not going to have a hangover in the morning, and you don't spend any more. Molly and Ferdinand, on the other hand. How much money do you have, Molly?
12
And how much did you fail by?
5.
So -5 it would have
Yep.
been. Oh my god. Right. A -5 is a
No,
impressive
and you're
failure.
dead.
Yeah. What did you do, Gruber?
So failed by 1.
You only failed by 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that the way this goes down is, Ferdinand, you're going to wake up with a bit of a hangover. You buy 1 more beer, so just mark off another 3 brass pennies. Molly, you spend all of your money on booze. And you get trashed. What does this look like? Tell us, what does Molly's drunken,
throw up,
horrid madness look like? Because you're going to go through the phases of being drunk, right? So you drink loads. You're going to go from being, like, you have moments of being super happy and, like, doing crazy stuff. But then where does it go from there? Do you stay at that level and just get crazier and crazier until you pass out? Do we have, like, sad Molly for a bit and then you come back strong and throw up on everyone? Or, like, how does this look like?
I'm like singing all the songs from back home. I'm very much like.
How did Halfling Camp go again? I can't remember. The grass is green, yeah.
And I don't care that, like, in my head, everyone's singing along, but really there's just silence.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of judging. Like, maybe a couple of the guards start joining in, and then you get way into it, and they're like, no.
And then there's a very brief spell where I just pass out on the table.
Okay.
And then mid-conversation, these two are having, like, about to have a moment, and then I'm just like...
You're not having any moment.
I think Else thinks she's having a moment with Amris, and Amris is like, yeah, just drinking. And you just start, like, launching back into it.
Eventually, I just climb up onto Ferdinand. I'm just there dribbling onto his head, like...
Okay.
Big pools of dribble.
We're not in the bed at this point.
No,
We're still at the
just
bar,
out
and I
at
just
the
have to
tail.
carry her.
So I have a thing. I want to know about one of your secrets, actually.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I guess, like, interesting. Because I think with Molly, like, obviously, Molly likes being around people and being comfortable with people and sleeping with people. But, like, is there a limit? Does it just have to be, like, cuddling and, like, you know, a bit of, like, snuggling? Or does sometimes Molly need a bit more affection than that? Or is it, like, it's just a static level of, like, she just wants a friend to cuddle with?
I do like cuddling.
Or does, like, in drunken Molly state, is she a bit more cuddly to Ferdinand than normal? I don't know. I don't know what...
Just sleeping.
Right, but that's yours, though.
Where's this going?
Well, that's my question. Obviously, like, we can draw a line. Like, if it's like, no, she's you know, it's just
I mean, I have
that's
somehow
fine.
ended up with 3 ex-husband and wives. Unidentified number.
Obviously, you can just be like, we're not going. We can draw a line there, and then obviously with Ferdinand, we can just say like, yeah, nothing happens, but like it's like Molly like pouring him in the face, like, come on, just I want to kiss your face and stuff like that, like
Yeah, just like drunkenly kissing the top of his bald head. I can't work out which way up his head is. I'm just sort of like,
Something the top of his head.
kind of like making out the back of his head, kind of thing. And
He's sort of
how does Ferdinand react? Is Ferdinand just like?
You're gonna wake up with a hickey on your head.
Just this.
He's
All
used to
over,
this.
it's bright red.
Yeah, because I think when Molly gets drunk, Molly gets a bit affectionate. That's probably how it goes down, right? Like, and that's how you've ended up with so many husbands and ex-wives.
Molly gets married when she gets drunk.
Yeah.
So Ferdinand and Molly eventually head up to bed. What happens with Else and Amaris? That's what I want to know. How does this go down?
Well, you tell me. I think I'm just enjoying a Bordeaux.
Well, I mean, if we've just.
Oh, tired, are you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We should probably. Oh, it's a long day tomorrow. Let's.
Oh, the other two have already gone. They've probably locked their room already.
Yes. Well.
Damn it.
I mean.
I guess we are spending the night.
Oh. Oh no.
Well, I can take the bed. You can sleep on the floor.
Oh, I have a terrible back.
The cupboard. There must be a cupboard there. A set of drawers, perhaps. Maybe we can line the drawers out, and you can have a sort of comfortable night's sleep there.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that will do. It won't do.
Well, it might have to.
There's plenty of. It's a double.
I spread.
I can spread.
You guys have such a great friendship that I'm glad that this can be a thing. Because, man, this would be so cringy if I didn't know you guys were good friends.
This is just how I'm used to them talking anyway.
I've heard worse.
You can spread on the floor.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Then that's the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you make your way upstairs. The rickety wooden floorboards creak under pressure as you make your way in. Else's heartbeat begins to fasten as you approach the room. And as you open the door, Amaris, you see it's a fairly standard in-room, a wooden double bed, thick straw mattress covered in like a fairly decent blanket.
This one.
There is a small chest, like a wooden trunk to put objects in, and then a window that looks out onto the city streets, and you can see Magnus's tower rising up through the lead-lined stained window. But the bed instantly draws your attention because there is a bouquet of daisies, probably, or like some sort of like local wildflower that have been arranged with a red ribbon around them, just neatly placed on the pillows.
This may be a gift from the anonymous. No?
How did that get there? Quite romantic.
Oh, possibly. Maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's like a welcome to the force from Pfeffer.
You know, daisies are said to be quite erotic.
Quite what? Sorry.
Nothing.
Quite. But
Please.
do you want them? Do you want them? You're panicking. You're sweating profusely.
And then from the other side of the door, you can hear. Sigma. Just for like 5 minutes. Just for a couple of minutes straight.
And I think that's where the camera would fade to black.
Oh my god!
And then, that scene is left where it belongs.
What the hell? There's slapping from the other side of the door.
And also just like a faint panting. It'd be more rhythmic than that. It'd be like a... with the occasional like, Sigma!
Oh my god.
What has this become? So, the next morning, we know what else is doing in the morning. We won't question the sleeping arrangements. Ferdinand, Gruber wakes up with a kind of half-naked Molly wrapped around his head. Molly,
Just a tit in the eyes.
So, you have the fatigue condition. You have -10, basically until you have a good night's sleep. Basically, well, no, we'll say for half the day.
Okay.
You have a terrible hangover. You are fatigued. You feel like you're going to throw up in any minute. The beer here is weak and cheap and shit, and it does not agree with you. But you kind of are roused by the morning crow of a cockerel outside.
Aroused by the cock.
I didn't think of that, for fuck's sake. I'm an idiot. But yeah, you are left to go about your business. You have the letter, which includes instructions and directions.
Yes.
To the watch barracks in the precinct district, not far from the tavern you are staying in.
Nice.
So you have a bit of time.
Was there a time to arrive as well? It was like
morning, like first thing.
First thing.
Yeah.
I mean, first thing.
I think I'm Sigmar is the most important thing to me. Serving the Empire is the most important thing to me. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Morning.
Come on.
How did you sleep? Was your room all right?
Yes.
It was awful.
It was wonderful.
The bed was lumpy, the pillows were hard, the cover was basically non-existent. This was awful. And for 2 silver as well? A room? How was your sleep? By the way, I feel like I probably asked that. I know you only care about mine.
I've had better, I've had worse. Who gives a shit? Let's get ready for the day.
Perfect. Okay. Precinct then? For servitude. That's us.
For Sigmar?
Sigmund. Yes, for him.
Okay.
Sorry.
You make your way there, and it doesn't take long to kind of montage it. You are met at the entrance to the watch barracks by a pair of soldiers in outdoors livery who recognize you. They clearly have been given a description of you. You hand over the letter to them when they ask for it, and they lead you inside. As you make your way through the barracks, there is a lot of ribbing, like, oh, here we go, new recruits, by a couple of the people kind of hollering.
I'm just there like, oh, so
What do we need a fucking elf for? What's he gonna do? Fucking paint the barracks for us? Like, all this kind of shit goes on.
Red.
With the blood of mothers.
Look at this one. I heard that one's a wizard. Nah, he just fell over in the mud and made some fucking fancy light show, didn't he? Whee!
Turns a man's bollocks into snakes.
But eventually you are left through into a large office with a voice placard outside that reads Captain with a K, because it's fantasy, I don't know. A clear, the guards knock on it, and a very clear voice, come in, calls out. And inside, Watch Captain Andrea Pfeffer is waiting. She wears an extravagantly large feathered hat with long auburn ringlets that spill down her shoulders. She looks like a musketeer almost.
Nice feather.
Feathered Pfeffer. Puffy sleeves underneath a metal breastplate with a sash, sword at her side and a pistol in her belt. She literally looks like a kind of French musketeer.
But she means business. You never faff a feathered feather.
Never faff with a Captain Feather with a feather in her fucking hair.
Never faff a feather.
Never faffed a feather. She's behind a desk, a large ornate desk with writing implements on the front, and you can see she has a window that looks out onto the city itself. She gestures in and then turns to all of you. You recognise her as the woman that actually arrested you the other day, the one with the musket rifle that fired up into the air.
Oh.
She was the one who arrested you.
Familiar Pfeffer.
Anybody can make a law empire check if you want.
Law Empire?
So it should be under your basic skills.
I shall
Wait.
make a law empire check.
Whoa.
What?
I don't have that.
Law. Oh yeah, no, I don't have one. That's one.
You sure?
Law. No.
Well, then let's make it an intelligence check. Good job, Starsat. Might be a typo.
Intelligence. That's
Yes, and it was a dramatic one, so tell me the difference between the two of them.
+4, baby.
+4.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, so whichever.
I rolled a 21. My intelligence is
89.
So
So
it'll be one less because it's the tens number, which is 30, and your tens
Oh,
number
I
is
see,
2.
okay.
So mine
minus
is
is
4.
+1.
Okay, that's one.
-4.
Okay.
Well, I do have +5 intelligence, but it says included in brackets, so I'm assuming that's already factored
Yes.
in. Yeah, okay.
-7.
-7. So Molly and Ferdinand, you don't really know anything about her. Else and Amris, you have heard about the captain. She's a newly appointed captain of the watch since the fall of the von Jungfreuds. Amris, you have heard that she comes from a long line of soldiers from Middenland, which is another area of the Empire, not Reichland. And she arrived with the Altdorf State Army. So she's a brand new arrival. She's only recently taken command of the whole place. And she's very well liked amongst the people. She's seen as a very honourable woman. She wants to try and keep the peace. And most importantly, she actually wants to help the people of Ubersreich. Quite a lot of the people here have actually suffered under the Jungfreuds, and she actually wants to try and help people and establish a good trading outpost.
Okay.
She introduces herself. Bonjour, I am Captain Pfeffer, Andrea, but you will address me as Captain. Welcome.
I do.
Well, that will certainly be changing once you don the watch colours. It will be Captain.
Oh, what are the watch colours? I suppose I've seen them.
Red and blue, indeed. You will be given, you may have a uniform, or we can dispense you with a coloured sash and badges of merit if you wish.
Ooh, sashes and badges.
First things first, you will be conscripted into the watch, and I'm very particular about who I work with. I'm aware of some of your actions, and she definitely eyes Else when she says this, your actions, but for whatever reason, the magistrates have decided to allow you to join our group.
No contest.
I make it very clear, I want to help the people of this city. I'm here to help people. I'm here to make sure that Ubersreich prospers as a location for the Empire and for the Emperor. I don't expect much. I expect you to be honest. I expect you to help people. And I expect you to do your jobs. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal.
Yes, Captain.
Perfect. Somebody already is very up on the take, you cute little thing. Your equipment will be returned to you. Weapons and gear that were confiscated. But we live in strange times. My troops' morale is quite low. They are not happy with their position. They think this is somewhat of a demotion. Rather than being out there slaying the enemies of the Emperor for the Empire, they are stationed here watching over merchants and dock workers, that sort of thing. But that means that there is a lot of lowlives within the watch against my will. To this end, I expect you to lead by example. Do better.
Easy.
And then there's a knock at the door. Just on time. Come in, Sergeant.
So the knock
He reacted.
There is a knock, and then she reacts. There is a knock at the door, and then she says, perfect timing. Come in, Sergeant. Entering is a... he's an interesting-looking fellow. You might, if he were wearing ragged clothes, you would mistake him as a beggar out on the streets. He wears watch captain, he wears sergeant's livery, so the red and blue, but you can see he has medals denoting his rank as a sergeant. He has a beaten tricorn hat, a big, thick grey beard, a broken, flattened, bulbous nose, beady little eyes, and he looks like a bit of a mess. And he comes in, and I think Molly and Emrys, you could smell the booze on him from a mile away. He stinks of it. She comes like, this is Sergeant Rudi Klumpenklug. He will be in charge of you while you are serving as deputies of the watch.
Try and spell that.
Rudi Klumpenklug.
It's going to be K's.
Yes.
Klumpen.
Klub.
I will make it very clear. Sergeant Klumpenklug's account of your behavior is what keeps you from being executed for dereliction of service. I have worked with him for a long time. I trust his opinion. If he tells me that you are not living up to standards or that you are working against the interests of the watch, I will have no problem in reporting you to the magistrates and having you executed myself.
So we are to match his standards, and then we are good.
Indeed.
Easy.
Do as the sergeant tells you. Do not embarrass the watch, and be wary. Ubersreich is full of mischief of late. May Sigmar watch over you, and welcome to the watch.
What do we do?
Sergeant Rudy will take care of that. Sergeant Klumpenklug will tell you. He's like, don't worry, lad. I'll look after you all. We got a nice, easy patrol to ease you in.
Okay.
We'll we'll continue that for the first couple of weeks until you get settled in, right? I don't want to rush you off your feet.
What's the pay?
Ah, yes, your pay. Let me have a look here. Let me see. Yes.
It must be upwards of 4 gold a day.
Oh, no, I'm afraid it will not be that much at all. We will call it. You will receive your pay soon.
Okay.
It is no small amount. Shillings. It will be several shillings per week.
But we have to pay 2 a night.
Oh no, you have rooms here in the barracks now. Sergeant Klumpenkluk will see you to your barracks, set you up with some bunks, and you'll be good to go. He will also make sure you get your equipment.
Can there be one double bed?
I'm afraid that there are no double beds in the barracks. You will have bunks.
Oh, they must be luxurious.
Rudy's like, I like you, you're funny.
I
You're a
wasn't
funny lad.
I wasn't joking.
All right, come on. All right.
That was wishful thinking.
You're led out of the room by Sergeant Klumpenkluk, who leads you out and leads you into the barracks. He's like, and as soon as you're kind of out of earshot of the captain and some of the other officers, he turns around and he kind of grins at you with a toothy grin. He's like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to call me Sergeant, call me Rudy. And he opens out a hand to all of you. And you can see it's kind of like grubby and he's got scars and dirty fingernails there.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you, Rudy.
He just grabs her hand, shakes.
How you doing, son?
All right, what's your names? Who have we got? Elfman.
Amris.
I'm Ferdinand Gruber.
Gruber, that's a good... You know what that is? That's a strong Reiklander name. I like it. Gruber. I like it. What's your name, little miss? Hello, look at you. Oh, sweet as a button, aren't you?
Molly Brandy Snap at your
Oh,
service.
little Molly. I like that. Hello. Oh, and what about you? Oh,
I'm
dark,
Elsa.
brooding woman. Oh.
I'm afraid I cannot touch you.
Why?
You disgust me.
You know what? I've heard worse, but not from somebody as beautiful as you, my lady. Anyway, it's only don't only call me Sergeant when there's others around, all right? When it's just us, you can call me Rudy, right?
Okay, I'll look around. Rudy.
I'll get you some kit. We'll get your own gear back, right? I'll show you around the barracks, show you where to store. Best not talk too much around here, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the captain told you, but some of the watch, right? They're right bastards.
Oh.
You don't want to trust them.
Unsavoury types.
Exactly. So let's not talk too much here. Why don't we go grab a spot of lunch, bit of brekkie, and then we'll get on patrol.
Okay.
All right?
Breakfast.
Where are we patrolling?
Probably down at the docks. That's probably where we're going to be for the next couple of weeks.
Clean there, yes?
He's a funny one, isn't he? He's a funny fella. I like him. Oh, very good. Right. We'll have a bit of a chat and we'll get on.
You did not. Okay.
Do you guys have anything you want to ask or anything you want to do?
I mean, he laughs down every question I give him.
It's because you're being funny.
I do have one question. Are there any rats around these docks?
Rats?
Yeah, little vermin pricks.
Not in the docks, no. Not so much in the docks, the sewers, though. The Rat Catchers Guild have got their work cut out for them, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not going down there, are we?
Not yet. No, we might have to do some work in there, but not straight away. We're just going to be doing... We're going to be doing the patrols, you know, keeping an eye out for cut purses, for thieves, maybe a couple of, like, ruffians, any foreigners causing trouble, that sort of thing.
Right, but no rats.
Not yet.
What's
I don't like the word yet. No rats.
Well, all right. You all right?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, you're not talking about the rat men, are you?
specifically rats, mice, and vermin.
All right. Bit weird, but sure.
Very
I
specifically
just
those
put
three
a hand
things.
on Ferdinand's arm, just like, it's all right, Ferdy.
Will we be required
Nan.
to use our weapons?
Yes, yeah, we'll get them
No,
back
we
now.
do.
I'll go get you. We'll get your gear back. We'll get your weaponry.
Then, can we also be given ammo?
Carrying around them fancy... Oh, I don't know about that. Watch. That's going to have to come out of your pocket. Watch don't... That's only for the fussy.
I'm in your employ.
Well, you're not in my employ. You're in the employ of Carl Franz and the Empire.
And they should provide me with the bullets.
Well, you can ask him. I'm not fucking asking him, though.
I would like to ask him.
All right. Sure. Be my guest.
How do I ask him?
So yeah, you can go. We'll do a bit of a montage. You gather your equipment, so you get all your weapons and stuff back. You are given armbands, probably, rather than uniforms. You're given armbands and sashes to dignify that you're of the watch, along with like medals and identification. And along the way, I think that you are given the opportunity, Elsa, to talk with the quartermaster, who dispenses equipment. Generally, most stuff you won't be given. You'll be given things like if you needed like a truncheon or a bit of armor, like things like that. But you already all basically have the kind of stuff they would give you. If you want anything specialized, you're probably going to have to make a really strong case for it, and you're going to have to haggle.
I would like a single bullet. The bullet that I used.
Well, it's the black powder is the most expensive thing for your pistol. Like the bullets are actually fairly cheap. Like
the powder.
They'll give you the bullets. Like they'll be like, yeah, we can provide you with bullets, but black powder's rare. We can't. I'm afraid that we can't just be giving you out black powder, lass.
If I need to use the black powder, it is because I'm in your employ, and you've told me to do so.
You've got a couple of swords on you there. That's way enough that you need on the watch. You're not going to be fighting like an army or anything, darling. You're just going to be dealing with a few ruffians.
Who's to know?
You can make a haggle check if you would like, Alex. Let's see if you can convince this quartermaster to give you some free black powder.
It's not going to go well.
It does not go well.
It's gone terribly.
You've actually lost black.
No, it's just a flat out, like, there's no worse outcome that can come from it apart from maybe earning, like, this guy. This guy doesn't like you very much. He's just flat out like, no. He just gives you a flat out, like, no, sorry. You want to complain? Take it up with the captain.
If that is the will of Sigmar.
That's the will of me. So. Yeah, and with that, you are led out. Rudy Klumpencook takes you on a small patrol, and he leads you down to a market stall just before you arrive to the docks, where he buys you all breakfast. He buys you like a sausage on a stick. It's like a roasted bratwurst, like on a kind of cooked stick, so you can eat it with a
really delicately eat it, like.
It comes with like a little bread roll as well, and you can wash it down with like a juice.
I literally just. One side in, the other side in.
I'm watching you.
I'm like looking at the bread roll and the sausage and thinking, maybe a combination of these would make something better.
You could do that if you want. They'll judge you though.
There'll be a check. Right. I need to roll for it.
While he eats his own sausage, Rudy Klumpencook is like, there's two Ubers, right? You see, there's the one the day one, and then there's another one at night, right? The young Freunds, they did their best to keep the shadows quiet, but they're gone now. And all sorts of things have stirred up. You know, folks are vanishing, moving on elsewhere, or down the toothful, if you know what I mean. As we like to say, not breathing as they go. Do you get it? Right? Now it's our job to look after the
they're
shoddy.
dead.
Yeah,
they're
that's what I mean.
dead.
People are turning up dead, is what I'm saying.
No.
Now the shoddy side of Uber's right, we're not going to be trolling around there. We're not going to be going to the hill. Morgan's side's not for the likes of us. Nah, it's the docks and the dregs. That's where we're going to be. Whenever you're in the precinct, right, keep a sharp eye out too, right? Be wary of the large group, especially of those outdoors, the soldiers, right? They're not from around here. They don't know the people like I do. They don't know what's really going on, right? They're just keep an eye out for them, right? Okay. Also, but you know, a couple of my mates, some might say they're loyalists, right? But that's a dirty word, right? Just because somebody's proud of where they're from, they'll make them a loyalist. So just keep your eyes peeled, all right?
You might be a loyalist.
All right. It's just me. The only people you can trust is me and the captain and yourselves.
Can I trust the other people as the other three?
I think that's implied.
Oh, as a group. Okay, it's an umbrella term.
Yeah.
Sorry about it. He's a few
Do you have
brass short of a shilling.
I mean,
No, I've got plenty, thank you. I'm a
weird elf. He doesn't
Exactly.
understand it.
2 shillings short of gold.
Any questions?
Anyone?
He's talking about
Top.
xenophobia.
Any questions?
He's one of those mugger people.
Anything you want to know about? Yes, my little hello, Molly. Oh, are you cute?
Who has the most authority, us or the soldiers?
Well, technically, both of us are the same. So the soldiers are technically part of City Watch, right? They're here to keep the peace. I mean, obviously, if Ubersreich was invaded by orcs or something, they'd be in charge. Like, we're here to keep peace in the city. But when it comes to crimes and law, we're just as important as they are. Right? In fact, I'd say if they're causing trouble and we're enforcing the law, we're in charge. Right? Anything else? I know it's all a bit overwhelming. It's your first day. We're going to take it a bit easy. I'm going to show you the ropes, how things are done. You know what I mean?
Okay. What's protocol? If let me throw a hypothetical into the air.
That's going to take loads of time, innit?
Is it going to take more than 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, how about I just sum it down to, there's a woman, she throws a punch at you, she brandishes a dagger, do you cut her arm off?
She's got kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's got a knife, you've got to protect yourself, because you're protecting everyone else.
Yes, she had a knife. But
Is
what
all
if she
of
doesn't?
this in service of Sigmar?
Absolutely.
Then
I
I'm
mean-
for it.
Altdorf, the Emperor has laid claim to Ubersreich. The Emperor is the servant of Sigmar, so therefore, by definition, we are in service of Sigmar.
Then I am with you to the death.
That's what I like to hear. Yes, little Molly.
When do we get lunch?
We just had breakfast, but we'll take an early lunch today. But let's do a bit of patrolling first.
Yes, let's, as the humans say, F some S up.
Are we going anywhere dark, specifically for a duration of 43 minutes?
No. But maybe...
I feel like I may be useless.
Maybe tomorrow night. Right. Clump and Clog takes you out on your first patrol along the docks known as Turbruckle. Named from the Turfel River.
The Turfel. Clump and Clog.
You are taken down. As you make your way, Clump and Clog points out, like, Clump and Clog will point out various alleys and be like, don't go down there. That's a bad alley. Avoid that one. Or if you see this symbol, that means the Lowland gang are roaming around here, so try and keep an eye out for them. He's kind of showing you like little things as you go. Over there, definitely some guy got murdered there the other week. Torn apart he was, ripped apart by something, don't know what it was. Nasty business. But eventually he, as you're making your patrol, you see a young woman making her way down the docks, and a young cutpurse just literally runs up, grabs her purse, cuts the rope, and then dashes off. And she's like, guards, my purse! And she begins pointing out the thief. And Clump and Clog is like, all right, come on, let's see you get to work. Then off you go.
I just start
Can I put
running
my
with my little legs, just like,
Yeah. Well, whoever's chasing after it, Amris, what are you doing? What are Amris and Ferdinand doing?
I cut the woman.
I stab.
Yeah, I guess I'll see these guys run and start chasing too.
Yeah.
How far away is she? Is he? Sorry, well, the
The cutpurse is a he. It's like a young man. I mean, far. What do you want to do?
Is he more than 43 yards away?
We'll say no.
Then I want to...
43 yards.
43 yards.
Okay.
Very specific with the 43.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
on
it's
mine.
related to a stat you have.
It is
somewhere.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's my WP.
Oh,
WP.
that makes sense.
Willpower.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Weapons
tower.
So, yeah, I'm going to dart him.
So you're going to try and cast a spell and summon magic. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it. So it's your magic language magic.
Well, I failed. Yeah.
What's that? Does that help? I don't know.
You
I
can
can't- I can't
re-roll.
read
You
it
can
from
spend
here.
a point of resilience
Yeah, go on then.
to re-roll.
You're spending your resilience, so you've got tons of it.
Yeah, well, 3. You've just got 1.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
more than
fine.
See that roll. See that roll.
Boom!
20.
Okay. So
So-
what's your SL on that? What's the difference?
It's 0
the two
damage
tens.
plus SL hit, so if the...
You're-
61, and I got 20.
So 4 then. So you deal 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Now, did you say it has damaging or something as well?
So it's damage 0 plus.
Okay.
So it's just whatever the SL
Okay,
is.
but I think the magic's a little bit weak in this. I'm not sure if I've got the rules right for it, or if the start set's just kind of keeping it simple. But we'll say that that's enough where you slam the spell, you kind of conjure this dart. What does it look like? Because your kind of spells are all about the law of death. Does it have a particular look to it?
180!
So like Phil Taylor, you're like, here we go. Like a purple dart, you're like,
I feel like your character
strikes.
drastically changed when you spoke.
hits him in the back. The guy kind of stumbles forward, which is enough to kind of like slow him down, but not enough to completely like take him out or knock him unconscious. So Molly and Elsa and Amrish, you were chasing after him. All three of you make athletics checks for me. We're probably going to make this the last situation, and we're going
Nanny
to
died.
finish things off.
5.
Oh my God, Alex!
I failed. Plus no.
So yeah, work out the. So yeah, what's your one on this one as well? It's very high, I'm assuming.
I got 65 and I should have got 47.
Okay. What did you get, Alex?
I got 5, and I should have got. My roll was 28. My athletics is 28, and I got 5.
So that's a +2.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't asked yet. Oh, I need 48. I got 47.
Oh, so you succeeded,
Yeah.
but with a 0, basically. Okay.
Yes, and isn't it?
So the chase is short-lived, but there is a burst of speed. The cut purse slammed in the back by the spell. He had a head start, but the spell's caused him to stumble. He kind of careens into a wall, and you can see like blood is kind of pouring down his back a little bit where this spell's blasted him and caused some sort of injury to him. He kind of staggers to the side and begins making his way down an alley. Molly, your little halfling legs just cannot keep up. You go to chase after, but you're like chasing after, whereas Amris and Elsa just barrel forwards. The two of you, Amris, you eventually begin slowing down, just like a little bit out of breath, and he seems to know the terrain. Like this cut purse is leaping over barrels, over crates. He throws pallets in the way that kind of cause you to stumble. But Else has the spirit of Sigmar in her as she just like hops over the wall, leaps across the thing. You're gonna shoot. If you want, do you do what you want to do?
Yeah, just straight pull out the pistol. It's just a 1, isn't it? I only have 1. In the name of Sigmar! Shoot.
You don't even say like hold, you're just like, in the name of Sigmar, die! That's my quote. Let's make a ballistics contest. Oh my God, Jesus. Right. Okay, yeah.
14.
So from this alleyway, Amrish, you're the only one who sees this. You see, in the name of Sigmar, bang! As you just watch as his the bullet just goes through his chest. He's like, he like looks.
Everything just happens in like
He
flashes.
turns around and you
There's like
see-
a flash of my shocked face,
Yeah.
a flash of blood pouring out of this guy.
And then you turn around and you see the kid's probably like 14, and he like turns around, like he's kind of got like dark clothing on, pale, all the blood's drained out of him. He looks in like utter horror in your direction, blood just covering his hand, and then just falls over dead.
Oh, okay, oh.
Rudy, Molly, and the others kind of trot their way up as you like. What do? Do you just like advance on the body, or do you just like look at him?
I'm gonna need more blood
I'm not
powder.
advancing the body. I'm just. I put my gun away.
You just kind of
I put the gun away and I
pose
say,
yourself, brush your uniform off.
Sigmar has judged.
Rudy,
He had a dagger.
Rudy comes up and he like looks around at the scene, looks at the kid, looks at all of you, makes his way over to the body, kind of flips the body over with his foot. He kind of like looks down. He's like, bloody hell!
I throw my dagger at the body.
Fucking-
Yeah, he had that.
Oh
We did have a dagger.
no! He looks at you, Amrish. He's like, you know what? I was a bit worried about you. That's fucking brilliant.
What?
And he like gets the dagger. He puts it in the young man's hands, like puts his hands around it, and he's like, good job, deputy. You shot that assassin.
No contest.
He takes the coin purse that he had, the thief had stolen, pours half of it out into his hands, gives you each a shilling, 1 silver shilling he gives you. He's like, there you go.
No, I
Good
cannot-
job. You know what?
I cannot take it.
That's a finder's fee.
Oh.
And then he pockets the rest of the coins, goes back up to the woman, he's like, there you go. She's like, is this all of it? And he's like, yeah, off you go.
Your day has been saved.
She's like, he's like, go on.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your day.
Can I sort of, like, once Rudy's turned away, just
Yeah.
sort of pad over to the lady and just hand her the big silver coin, just like, here you go, miss.
And you see, you're just like, here's one you missed. She's like, oh, thank you, my dear. And she kind of takes that and like looks, and you can see she's looking at Rudy like, I want to accuse you of stealing my money, but he is like dead balling her. He's like, go on, you got your cut purse back. She's like, yes, I did. Thank you, officers. And she begins making her way back, and Rudy's just like, excellent job. I knew I'd look at the two of you. You're going to make fine watch members. And with that, we're going to end this stream.
Oh, man.
As you now work for Rudy Klumpenklug.
Man, this
right?
Warhammer thing is actually a whole lot of fun. Like, it actually plays out so well.
It plays really well.
It's really
I did end up, so we were playing the starter set there, which is obviously, it is limited. It doesn't have the full rules for character creation. They're all pre-made characters. Some of the stuff, like the magic, I still don't know if we're doing right because it seems kind of a bit weak compared to a fucking gun, which is just like, boom!
Yeah, I guess black powder is mega expensive.
Mega expensive. It is mega expensive.
Yeah.
But I also got the full rulebook, and there's some really fun stuff. We made some fun random characters
It's
before
actually
that as well.
super fun.
And if you like this, me and Tom have been talking about, we definitely want to do more like one-shots on things like high rollers.
Yes.
I would be more than happy to continue this, because we got, there's quite a lot of the starter adventure left. If you guys ever wanted to play this and continue your adventures with these characters, we can absolutely do that.
Ferdinand Dyer is what I've named myself.
Ferdinand Dyer.
Yeah.
Ferdinand Dyer Gruber. Hans Brugger.
Were we actually super far into it or no?
So you got to chapter 3. So we did, it was quite slow going because you guys were learning all the rules and stuff. But basically what we started there was chapter 3 or part 3, learning the ropes. And it's, you spend some time in the watch with your new Sergeant Rudy.
Sure.
Learning the ropes.
Rudy
as he calls
Clumping
it.
Club.
Rudy Clumping Club. But yeah, there was only really 2 more parts, but they're slightly longer. They're a bit more involved. But yeah, we got
Cool.
there.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
Super,
Well,
super
we
fun.
hope you all enjoy. Which camera am I fucking looking at? This one?
That one over there.
We hope you all enjoyed this. We hope you all enjoyed the Jingle Jam. I don't know what's on tomorrow, but I'm sure there'll be more coming up very soon.
Studs in the morning.
Great stuff.
It's fighting
Studs in the morning and then
fantasy.
Fighting Fantasy. That's right, because Nina's coming.
Oh, Fighting Fantasy.
I should have known that.
Pokemon.
Pokemon Nuzlocke with Harry and Lydia. There you go. So Studs with with Simon and Nina. Then Fighting Fantasy with Nina doing the art and Simon and Lewis. And then Harry and Lydia doing Nuzlocke Pokemon. You can check that out. It's all in the Jingle Jam. Check out, not your stuff, but watch channels that you edit for, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Watch Tip. Bryony, you stream. What's your Twitch?
Bryony K.
Bryony K. So you can go and watch Bryony on her own Twitch
Join the
streams.
Fun Squad.
Mr. Chris Yules, designer of
Off French Club.
50% off right now.
It's like a fiver.
Buy today.
Go and buy it. No, it's a really fun party game. You should go and buy it. And then Mr. Tom Hazel, you can see him with me on Sundays for High Rollers D&D.
I thought there was a proposal with me for the rest
we're
of my life.
leaving that for Alex, your other boyfriend.
My only.
Your only. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you, Sid, for running the stream. He's been here since 9 a.m. this morning.
Oh my God.
Big love for Sid in the chat.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And we'll see you all next time. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.